going into psychotic breaks from it. So,
Really?
yeah, because it's like meant to be less anxious, but then like for people who don't typically get anxious, it like makes them crazy anxious. So I'm reading really mixed like things about it. So I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
So
I've had mixed results about
Me
it.
too. Same.
I've had, because some days it is very mellow, it is chill, it's way better than these, it's like exactly what I need in that moment, and it does not make me anxious, and I'm not like, it's perfectly zen. But then just last night, it surprised me. It's just that it was just too much.
Yeah.
This is a nice little. Where did we get this?
From the New Jersey Weed Man.
Wait, we started already?
No,
Well, I just turned it on because it seemed like she was talking about something interesting. I kind of wanted to hear the talk about Delta 8.
Yeah, that's good.
That's like some stoner fodder that just like comes up in every conversation about weed now.
Nowadays, right?
He's so sneaky.
I
I
know.
never see when it happens, and I'm so ready to intro it.
I peeped it.
How long have we been talking?
I definitely peeped it. It was since I said I have mixed feelings on Delta 8.
Yeah.
Well, we got them legally. Well, it was from Pennsylvania.
Wait, actually, we could even...
The flow of it.
But
there we go. We're back at it.
And we're back at it. You don't know what we're back from, but we are. We're here on Sessions with Mary Jane. This is Jordan Freed, Reena Ezra, and Brendan O'Brien. Hello. And guys, we have a great guest for you today. Her name is Sarah Sunshine Rose, or Sarah Rose Sunshine. I guess you have to pick one of them, right? It's either Sarah Sunshine or Sarah Rose Taylor, right?
I kind of dropped the rose.
Oh, really? Is there a story behind that?
No.
Go.
It just got annoying to explain to people. Yeah, it's a first name, but
Like,
there's a space in between.
She just batted her eyelashes.
Yeah.
And no.
And I have deemed this name dropped from my
Where
name.
did Sunshine come from?
Sunshine has just kind of been well, when I was in high school, there was this kid with really long blonde hair, just like me, and he would be like, oh, my Sunshine. And then it just kind of stuck, and everybody just kind of called me Sunshine, and then I kept the brand, because, it is a brand now at this point.
That is fact. That is true. And you are very glowing. You have a very bubbly personality.
Thank you.
That is, I think, very suited for Sunshine. Yes.
Thank
Not
you.
like it's my place to determine that.
Right.
I just met you, and I'm just like, oh, I know what to call you.
Yeah, but that's part of the brand, though, right? It's like when you have a brand, you have to make sure that the brand is known right from the get-go.
Exactly.
What's her other title, Brendan? This is also part of her brand.
Oh, yeah. I was talking earlier to Jordan and Reena and had deemed and dubbed Sarah Sunshine Taylor the Queen Stoner, and it's true.
That's such an honor. I'm grateful.
It's true, yeah. So we go way back.
The Queen of the 7 Strains.
Yes.
I was trying to think.
Oh, that's great.
Was that good? Okay, it worked.
Yeah. So Sarah, we're going to get some talking about stuff. Before that, we have a challenge for you.
Oh,
today.
yes.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Do you remember what it is, Brendan?
I do.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
okay.
tell me if I'm wrong, though, because I'm notorious for getting or saying the wrong challenge.
Okay,
So, but if memory serves me correctly, your challenge is to name as many, if not all, of the Harry Potter characters.
And this is Brendan specifically added their house.
Oh,
Yeah, yes.
That's the part that's going to
So if it's
Yeah.
the character and the wrong house, we are not accepting it.
House or occupation or only students?
Because everyone's been into the Harry Potter lore. Everyone has been in a house at some point, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
Hogwarts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So because you know what, we were gonna just do characters, and then it was like because we keep like the track of this. Sorry, guys, this is the Lovely Sessions with Mary Jane. We're doing some dabs today, and I just went Scooby Dooby Doo on that explanation.
Mary Dabness!
But also Sarah brought the dabs, so thank you, Sarah, for bringing the dabs.
My pleasure.
But yeah, so
She didn't just bring dabs. Sarah, could you explain what you did bring? Not to give like a plug to a random ass company, but like, what is this thing?
Oh my gosh! I brought my Puffco Peak. It's incredible. If it takes the hassle out of the dab. You don't, no banger, no torch necessary. And then you don't have to struggle to find the right temperature because it does it for you. It's great.
that's great. No hassle. What was it, the no hassle with your dabs? That's like a great slogan for selling this thing.
Hassle-free dabs.
Yeah.
It's almost like I was a marketing major.
Were you?
A little bit.
Yeah. Because we were talking about this before. What was your education background?
Like university, you mean, or okay?
Going back to kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
What'd you study?
So I went to a really obnoxious Catholic school from kindergarten to 12th grade, and then regular old public school for high school. I went to
Where was the Catholic school?
Highland Falls, New York.
That's where you grew up?
Hell yeah. Hudson
Okay.
Valley.
Yeah.
How was that transition from Catholic school to public school?
Oh, You know, I don't think I did. I think I just
Yeah, that's an answer. Yeah,
yeah,
gotcha. Yeah.
like I think I just kept doing what I was doing, and people either like vibed with it or they
Or
didn't.
That's life. Yeah. It's just that's it. You're just.
Yeah, that's kind of the most healthy way to go through things.
It is.
I
What a
learned
great
as an adult
perspective.
that like I definitely think that I'm really good at socializing, but I never actually learned how to socialize. And I think I can thank Catholic school for that. But I think that's the only real impact it had on me.
So is that were you was that trouble with boys? Are you into boys, girls, or I don't know how you?
I don't really. I'm like, I don't have a label, you know, on it. I say I'm like prefer men. I seek out men, but like if a woman came along and was like, "I love you," I might be like, "Oh, I love you too." Who knows?
Yeah, no, I was just asking as far as like was there a difference with your like socially with friendship versus somebody you're trying to pursue romantically?
Oh, yeah. So it's definitely easier for me to be friends, to pursue friendships. Definitely never had a problem there. But any other kind of socialization, like more than one-on-one, more than a group, it's when I'm like, "Who do I actually know how to do this?"
You usually like small circles
Yeah.
of people and friends. Yeah,
For sure.
same.
For sure.
Yeah. There's I wonder if is there anyone out there who has not had a socially awkward moment? Cause
I don't think so.
Right, because you had. It's just like how do you?
That's impossible.
I
I don't know.
I would be very impressed, and I would like to know a lot about their childhood.
Yeah, because it's like I think that when you like sum it all up, most of the time it's like there's more socially awkward situations than there are socially
For sure.
awkward situations.
I don't think everybody knows how to vibe with everyone, though. That's a thing. Like, also, when you first meet a complete stranger, you don't know anything about them yet.
Yeah.
You are first discovering it. So sometimes it happens. Like, you have to, like, how are you going to know if you mesh with this person or not? That's your first discovery.
Yes.
That's your
I think it's actually a shame thing.
shame.
I don't think there is a thing such as social awkwardness. I think it's just people are taught to think that it's socially awkward if people are different than you, or if you like wait longer to respond to something. But I don't think there's anything inherently bad with like a socially awkward situation because some people are just very different than other people.
I
That's
do
very
think
true.
people make things awkward. I don't necessarily think things are naturally awkward.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it is
so that's-
socially
but,
conditioning
that's interesting.
though. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I-
we're all conditioned for it. Not saying you're like that and you're the only person who feels shame and
No,
feels
for
socially
sure.
awkward.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true.
Yeah, and it's like the silence thing is definitely a big thing because it definitely takes like a real level of comfort to be able to like be comfortable with silence.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And just a reminder for your challenge, you can spat it out at any time.
Oh my God.
I do feel like did you forget already?
Most of them do, Sarah. Most of them do.
So that's what we are your shamans for this episode there to guide you through. Not to help you with the challenge, not at all.
Nope.
You're not allowed to look at your phone. You don't get any hints.
Okay.
But we are here to be like, yeah, if you want to. That sounded
Like-
Jordan's water bottle.
Sorry.
I just have to say.
No, it's our fish. We have
I
pet
really,
fish.
really heard that. But yeah, while we're finding out more about who you are, just
I
hit us with
completely
as many
forgot that that's what
things
we
as possible. My first question though. What got you into J.K. Rowling? What was it that Harry Potter got? Well, I mean, not her specifically, because she's transphobic.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, like the world she created.
We've kicked her
Let me
out of the
specify.
fandom. We
Yeah,
have kicked
there's-
her out of the fandom.
Which
She
also,
didn't write the books.
No.
She's just a very rich person
no,
who
Harry
profited
Potter
off of
himself
them.
wrote the book.
it was the scar.
Hermione
The
actually
scar
wrote
on
the
his
books.
forehead comes off, and he just does it himself, like
Yeah.
the broom in that Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, and then J.K. Rowling was just walking by and just picked it up, all the books all together.
Plagiarism.
Sounds
She
like
just
her.
stole
Yeah.
Sounds like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't know why they call it transphobic. Just saying, because phobia is a fear, and like I always found that odd where people are.
She just
Yeah, I don't know. You're not
exists.
afraid of it.
Yeah.
Like you just have hate.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's kind of weird, just the term in general. Anyway, but that.
Yes, but they like don't know that it's hate because it's internalized. So that's where it's like
Yeah.
an irrational fear. It
Yeah,
becomes an irrational
it's irrational.
fear.
That's true.
Yeah.
And she's like a total turf. Whatever.
I mean, no, keep going.
We
If you
don't.
want to keep
We
talking
don't.
about
We
it.
do not stand J.K. Rowling. We do stand the books.
So yeah, was it like you binged
So
the book a night, or you
I
did
don't
like
know
how
about you guys, but when you like read books, because like you either read books and you see little movies in your head, or you read books and you don't see little movies in your head. I don't see little movies in my
Same.
head.
Wait, really?
That's interesting.
What do you
No,
see?
I see words on the paper. But J.K. Rowling's description of, like, you know, everything from the bricks folding away from one another and Diagon Alley opening up to, like, the war at the end, everything was so descriptive that I didn't need to see a little movie in my head because the words on the paper did it for me. And there's not
But you
a lot
don't visualize
of
anything.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of authors that have, like, done that for me. So not to, like, credit her, but
Yeah.
as a child, it was, like, the only thing that wasn't a complete chore to read. And now as I'm older, I realize that I pick books that, like, aren't meant to be descriptive because then I'll stay in it because I'm not missing out on the movie, so to speak.
So what, you favor the books over the films?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They, like, turned such great characters into such weak little humans. Like, Book Ginny is incredible. Fantastic. She's a Gryffindor, by the way.
Oh, there you
go.
go.
We're on the board.
She's fantastic.
1 point to Sarah.
In the book.
Is she your favorite character?
I want to say no, Luna Lovegood is my favorite character. She's also a Gryffindor.
Yeah. What is about Luna that makes her your favorite character?
They made her weird in the movies.
It's
I mean, not weird, but she just had a completely separate aura from everybody else. That's how
and
yeah.
she definitely does in the books too. Like, she's definitely meant to be that, like, okay, what we as, like, Muggles would consider our neighborhood witch. Like, that's what Luna would have been in the books. And
Gotcha.
I identify as the neighborhood witch.
Okay.
Question:
And-
What makes you a neighborhood witch? Just like no, I am also.
Yeah. How do we find out?
I don't know. Like,
We're taking
I mean,
the BuzzFeed test.
I collect moon water.
I'm
So
sorry.
yeah, like
where
what
do
level
you,
of Wiccan are you?
Where do you get that? How do you
pretty
get
involved.
that?
I'm pretty involved.
You're
in the
like a
craft.
level 3.
What is? Can you explain moon water? I'm still on that. Where
when
do you
the
get
moon is
some?
full,
Uh-huh.
it gives off energy that is more powerful than when it is not full.
Okay.
So you just, like, put a glass jar of water
You just,
out
like,
under the
air?
moonlight, and you in the moonlight, and you just collect it before the sun ruins it in the morning.
So you have an empty jar.
Well, I have empty ones to collect rainwater, and then full ones to turn into magic.
I love this.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What are you using the magic for? What are you?
Oh my
what are you
gosh.
doing? You put spells on people?
Hell yeah, I put spells on people. No, I'm just kidding.
You gotta say it in a good side.
I'm just kidding. I like use spell work, but more in a manifestation for my personal life
Okay.
than for other people. I mean, like, if I really like somebody, I'll be like, oh, I really hope they get that job they're thinking for. Here's a spell jar. You know what I mean? But, like, for the most part, it's very selfish. It's very about me.
That's what
That's
you're
what
doing
you
harm
can-
to anybody, though, right?
That's what you can control.
Exactly.
Like, 'cause that makes a quote bad witch. Like,
Yeah, so
Exactly.
you classify yourself as a good
Exactly.
witch.
Call me Glinda.
yeah.
So what do you think about the other, like, hocus pocus, like witches like that they
Which
have out
witch?
in movies?
Yeah.
What other famous witches are there? There are a lot. Like Sabrina Teenage Witch. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I love Sabrina the Teenage
Yeah,
Witch.
yeah.
Not that, well, the new one's not terrible. I don't hate it.
There's a new one?
Yeah, on Netflix. They had like 2 or 3 seasons, maybe.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
called something else. It's like Sabrina's something, but whatever.
It's probably not as good.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
It's just different.
It's
Okay,
just different. It's just
below.
different.
Yeah, it's different.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's different.
It's darker, you know, it's a little different.
Oh, it's
But Hocus Pocus is my shit. That's a great movie.
classic.
Sarah Jessica Parker, how could you not? Bette Midler, oh my god.
I know. Yeah, just the 3 of them. What great casting.
It's fantastic. And they're doing a sequel, and they're staying all 3 of them. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, if they probably, do you think they had a pact that, like, if one of them wasn't in it, then they weren't gonna make it? 'Cause
Oh,
it
yeah.
just it just wouldn't make
Yeah.
any. That's
I definitely
crazy.
think so, because I feel like Bette Midler is dramatic like that. You know, I feel like she would be that, like, person that's like, okay, we're either all doing this or none of us are doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And I feel like I would be the same way, because you're not ruining my story.
No, and like Hocus Pocus, people have been talking about that for years. So like, there's so
Years.
much
Yeah,
power in it, and like,
yeah.
it's so crazy how like the more time goes on, the more popular it gets. Because like, I just always assume that things are gonna get less popular as like more time goes on. But people
It's-
find it like when even if it wasn't around when they were little or if they were like, around when it first came out.
Yeah.
she gets a
Yeah.
whole new slew of fans every
Halloween.
every
Yeah.
kid that just grows up, and every younger generation. That's amazing.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That you gotta get a holiday movie. That's what you gotta get. It plays every Christmas or every Halloween or something. You like.
St. Patrick's Day.
She
Yeah.
still gets royalties from that, right? Like, is she still making stuff?
Oh,
I'm assuming.
Absolutely. There's,
Yeah.
with the amount of Halloween costumes that are brand specific, she has to be.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Yeah.
She can't be and it plays on ABC Family for a whole weekend.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Oh, so does Harry
Potter.
Potter,
Harry Potter.
which is freeform now. It's
Yeah.
not ABC Family.
Oh, I forgot.
It's so funny because Harry Potter is one of those movies that they play it on
Halloween,
Halloween,
all
on
time.
Thanksgiving,
Christmas.
on
On
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah. And like I guess
all the time.
Yeah.
And
like,
then every once in a while, randomly, it'll just be Harry Potter weekend.
yeah, just like when they feel like, and like people tune in though. That's the thing
That is
though.
incredible. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. What So do you remember what it felt like when you first really became a fan of Harry Potter? Where you read it and you were aware that you were obsessed with how great it was.
Oh, I don't even think it was until later. I feel like I was in 3rd grade when I read the first book, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was a senior in high school when I read the 7th book. I put it down for a while and didn't finish the series, but then the movie was coming out, so I was like, okay, I have to finish the series.
Mm.
You read it way earlier than me. I still haven't read it.
Yeah, I haven't read it either.
I read the
one
first one
book.
because Sarah gave me the first one.
I haven't
read
read
the
any of the
6.
books.
I forced it on him.
Yeah.
I came to school and I said, here's a book and you're going to read it.
Yeah. And the crazy thing was, I took a class at RCC, which is where Sarah and I met, Rockland Community College, and it was a children's literature course, and on the syllabus it had Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I still didn't read it, even though it was for a class, and it wasn't until Sarah was like, this is a birthday gift for you, these are all these books. The first one on top was the Sorcerer's Stone, because it was the most important.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can remember what else is in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was an English major.
The
so
Canterbury
this is-
Tales.
It was Canterbury Tales, yep.
Wow.
There was 3 more.
There's some, yeah.
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland was another one, yeah.
Here,
Mhm.
a lot of literature.
Mhm.
Do you still have Alice in Wonderland?
I do, yeah.
I want
I'm
to
trying
read
to
that
think.
copy.
Those are
Yeah.
definitely my 3 go-to gift books because they're my favorite.
Yeah, there's 3 more, I think. One of them's a play, though, so.
With your blonde hair, you're Allison.
I was like, Allison who? And then it really,
Allison who?
Allison. You said the Wonderland part.
Love that.
Alice in Wonderland.
I knew what she meant.
Okay, well.
I think this is over. I think that I'm only naming those 3. And
So that was good. Honestly, you got Canterbury Tales, which I was wondering because I knew how much you loved that one. You
Love
you
that
talked
one.
about it a lot. So you also said it was Twelfth Night by
Oh,
Shakespeare.
that makes sense.
And then also The Giver, which I still haven't read yet. But
Oh,
The Giver.
you gotta
That
read The
makes so
Giver.
much sense. That makes so much sense.
I haven't read it yet.
No, that I gave you the giver.
The
Yeah.
Giver is
I'm also not
great.
surprised you haven't read it, but
Yeah. I read Harry Potter and I read Canterbury Tales, so that's good. Oh, well, 12th
You have
Night
so
too.
much to get through.
I know, yeah. But that's the thing. I don't know if anyone else. People probably understand this. It's so easy to have too many books. It's so easy to have more books than you'll ever read because you're just like, oh yeah, I'll read the other ones later. But this new one I want to get, and then it's just they just build up after
Yep.
a while.
I
Yeah.
will say, as somebody who's looked at Brendan's bookshelf, he could definitely read all the books on his bookshelf. It is not
Yeah,
unattainable.
but I buy more though. Honestly, it's because I started Infinite Jest, and then I never read through it, and I felt like I haven't been able to get through it. Yeah, it's just some thick book about a guy who's a tennis player, kind of, and then other things happen, but I didn't get that far.
Yeah, it's more about the family dynamic.
Mm.
Yeah, this
Ah.
big ass rich family, and just how it's not that great to be rich.
was this hand painted?
I would
Yeah,
assume.
The
so.
Rick
I
and
think
Morty
so.
bong? Yes. I'm just describing it for the listeners.
Yeah.
Is this, yes, the container on the, yeah.
And Sarah's got a popsicle lighter in her hand. But...
Oh, yeah, use the popsicle.
Oh no, there's a popsicle lighter.
Good
Lighters
night,
don't work.
my sweet prince.
Yes, after you take a hit, I do have a follow-up question, because you totally dive into literature. Have you started writing, or have at least thought about, or have already done, your own fictional world?
So I do write a little. I dabble. I write poetry mostly though. I did recently think about a fantasy world, a novel of types, but I think that I recently went back to school for sociology
Okay. Where?
and business.
Back to...
Fordham University.
Oh, Fordham.
We went and we went back for our bachelors finally.
Cool.
And I learned a lot about like childhood development in that sociology, and it would be really cool to create a fictional world that teaches those tools. So it's something I'm thinking about, but
That's a very good idea.
executing, I'm having a little trouble figuring out how we're gonna execute it, but we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I mean, it just takes the idea cooking in your head. Whereas you figure out the layout in your brain, and then you just write stuff down. How do you for poetry? Wow, have you published anything? How big is your collection?
Oh, I mean, so I haven't published anything outside of like scholastic journals.
Scholastic.
As like a child, you know,
Yeah.
those like little lame, well, not lame, but like scholastic.
Pretty great poems.
But it's probably it's a nightly thing. Like I'll pump out like a couple and then go to sleep. It's usually like I'll be really high and then like one phrase will pop into my head and I'll be like, "You're a genius."
Are there certain
Comes
themes
pouring
that are
out.
consistent in a lot of your poetry that you like find yourself constantly wanting to like write about, or like types of ideas?
It definitely was really sad for a really long time, and now it's more now that I'm into witchcraft and my whole like mind set on like sadness has changed. It's definitely more like words of affirmation and like continuously trying to put positivity on the paper so that positivity can come to you in real life
Yeah.
and all that magical stuff, you know.
That's fabulous.
That's cool, especially for kids, because it's just like hard. Like being a kid is like hard, like
Yeah.
just from the get go, and like it gets like a different kind of hard, like as you like go through like elementary school through high school. And it's like I think it's to the point of the Harry Potter thing too, is that like it's like when you have like things that you read that you really love and can really like let you get lost in the world, it makes it easy to escape the crazy
Absolutely.
bad things that you have to go through or the troubles you have.
Absolutely. That's like where Luna Lovegood came in, is like she definitely was like, I was like, oh, if I was in this world, that's who I would be. And like, yeah, she's not best friends with everybody, but like look at how happy she is all the time. I want to be her. And yeah. And it's like she didn't care, you know what I mean? She'd be there rooting them on anyway, even though they only cared about the three of them.
Yeah. You heard it here, folks. Selfish.
Yeah.
It's a click. It was so clicky.
Oh my god, it was so clicky. Like Harry, Ron, and Hermione, all Gryffindors. Supposed to be the kindest, most loving, you know, caring humans. Meanwhile, it was like they were so focused on saving the world that they couldn't let anybody else into their little trio.
Yeah. Do you think a like TV version of Harry Potter would work? Like if you did like one season was every school year?
So I think about, yes, absolutely. I think that the movies, I mean, whatever, they're fine. They're not good, like, representations of the books. But they're fine movies.
Yeah.
People love them. People who've never thought about opening a book love them. So they're fine. But I think that it would have been much more true to the book if they had done if every movie had 2 movies, or if it was a TV series. Absolutely.
TV series.
You think she's just gonna get that Amazon money and just sell the rights
Yo.
and then put out a series?
And
$1
would you see
trillion
it?
for the rights? $1 trillion for all of the...
Absolutely.
Wait, who has the Harry Potter rights?
She
Do you
wrote
know?
text. I think Disney.
What? Wow.
I think Disney.
Really?
That might
Yes,
not be,
yeah,
that might be a
actually,
lie.
yes.
That might be a
Warner?
lie, but I think
No.
Harry Potter's under. Wait,
Who
no.
owns
Is it
Freeform?
still,
That's
no,
how you
no,
know.
Is it
I'm
still
pretty sure
Universal?
Disney owns
It's not
Freeform.
Universal.
Do they?
I'm almost 100%
Oh, 'cause-
sure that Disney owns Freeform.
Because it used to be ABC Family, right? So
Yeah.
at some point Disney did own...
But I thought Harry Potter was just under Universal though.
No,
it
I
was
think...
separate.
Weren't they Warner Brothers?
I have no idea.
There's like the actual
No
studio
idea.
listening. They're shouting their name at us, trying to get us to say it, but we're just like saying it.
I'll
Yeah.
have to look it up.
I'm
But
not even gonna lie.
Who would you?
Oh, it has to be Universal, right? Because the park is.
I was pretty sure that's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
That
yeah.
immediately my head went to the amusement park and I was like, who has
You're onto
that?
something there. I think you might be right.
But who would you cast differently if you would like to be Harry, Ron, Hermione,
Whoa.
Snape? I mean, if we
Whoa.
want to go like other
Absolutely
characters,
not.
of course,
Alan
of branch.
Rickman is a god.
Yes, okay. All right, good. No, you're good. That's fine.
Hello.
just checking. Okay, the main 3, yeah.
I don't know, cause like, they were all. I feel like they all just got lucky. Like if I'm being, cause like that's what happens to children.
Right place, right time.
You just right place, right time, right luck, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like The only one that wasn't like great was, you know, Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy.
Really, you think he's bad?
I don't think he's bad, but I think that like they didn't give him a lot to work with. Like where his character in the books, he's got a lot to work with. But the character in the movies, kind of not really a lot to, you know. So you couldn't really be great, I guess.
Yeah.
But
is that like the biggest disappointment in terms of like the characters in the
absolutely,
movies?
Ginny and Draco are like the biggest disappointment.
All right, we got to talk about people who aren't disappointments. How great is it that Robert Pattinson went from that to like
Oh my
what
god.
his career has become? Are you like, do you keep up with the other people's careers in Harry
keep
Potter
forgetting
because you
he's
keep
Some
up
of
with them?
some of them, because I like had a huge crush on Tom Felton, so I did like look into some of his
wow.
other stuff, but a lot of his movies never came to the United States, so it was like you couldn't watch them.
Yeah.
But like Robert Pattinson, you know, I mean, Twilight is probably the worst thing to happen to cinema ever.
Fact. This is fact.
But like the worst. I mean, I just don't even know how the books got published. I won't even. Well, that's a whole different can of worms.
Well, this is the place. You can open all the cans of worms that
Oh,
you
Robert
want.
Pattinson, Cedric Diggory is a Hufflepuff, by the way.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good
He wears
call.
yellow.
I know that
By
because the
color.
color they wear.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson, he is the dude. He's doing some stuff.
Is he doing some stuff right now? Because I definitely don't know anything about
He's
that.
Batman.
He just did Tenet
Oh,
and he's gonna be
I
Batman.
think
The
he-
Lighthouse.
Oh, I think. Well, then I
Yeah.
definitely. So the last Robert Pattinson movie I saw that wasn't Twilight was probably Remember Me,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
which is like the
You have to-
saddest
have
movie
you seen
ever.
Good Time?
Whew.
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you should watch that.
Okay.
But also remember
Sorry.
me if you
Yeah,
haven't
tell me
seen
about
it.
it.
If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, Brendan Jordan. you
Actually, yeah,
should
don't
watch
tell me
it.
about
Oh,
it.
it's-
Don't spoil it. Now I
no.
gotta watch it. Oh,
You know, it's so funny
don't
because
watch it.
I did
Do or
not
don't.
know.
Oh my God, it's so sad. If you
the-
don't want to cry, don't watch it.
Yeah, the big thing until like towards the
I
end,
love
and I'm
that.
just like, what? And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my God.
I did, yeah.
like
it's-
why?
That's the best description I can give. People have no context, but
Well,
That's
everyone,
what you
we're
get.
all gonna go watch it and have a good cry
Let's remember me.
later
Yeah.
in the evening.
So I definitely can't speak too much on that other than, I mean, I think he's adorable. I love this little weird aesthetic that he has. I love that his fans love him so much.
Do you like Daniel Radcliffe's movies?
No, I think he's super weird. I think he's super weird.
Swiss Army knife or Swiss Army whatever the fuck it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
That weird movie.
Yeah, I think
Swiss
he's super
Army
weird.
Man.
My
Oh yeah, thank you.
my cousin actually, when she was living in the city for a while, she was like nannying for this really like wealthy family that lived in the same building as Daniel Radcliffe. So she constantly walked past him walking his 800 dogs.
He has a lot of dogs.
Yeah, and apparently the little girl was like allowed to call him Danny. So
Oh.
yeah, she'd be like, "Hi, Danny," and then pet the dogs and go about their day. And that was their daily interaction.
Well,
So-
he can afford to have 800 dogs.
I'm saying, oh my god.
Yeah, he seems nice.
Were they all just Yorkies?
I have
Like,
no
just-
idea what kind of dog.
It's
I
pretty
should
sick
have
that he
asked
does
that
walk them
question.
sometimes. Too.
I should have asked that question.
I just imagine like an army of Great Danes and German Shepherds just being pulled around by them.
He's too short.
That
he
man
needs,
never
he needs a
has to
small
work ever
dog.
again.
He is small, right?
small.
He's a small man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the size of May.
Yeah.
No, he's shorter than you.
No. How tall are you?
5'6" or
8.
7.
Okay,
5'8". What do you
maybe.
mean? What is that?
No, he might be then around, because I feel like he's like 5'9", between 5'7" and 5'9", somewhere around
I
there.
love how Jordan's just like 5'6" or 7 or 8.
You give a range. You don't know. You could be growing and shrinking every day. We don't all measure ourselves.
On the day that I got my license, I measured myself up against the wall and it was 5'8", and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. It's a written official document, so that's how you follow it. It's like,
Absolutely.
yes.
But it is kind of funny if I did commit a crime, they would be like, "Oh, well, that guy was only 5'6". Like that could have been him.
There's a whole 2 inches we're missing here in this guy. Yeah.
I shrink 2 inches when I get old, and all of a sudden I'm a 5-foot man.
Yeah.
I just go under the radar.
Was
I
there-
go into the woods.
Is there a certain point that you need to like re-up your license? Like, cause I've seen people who like I've seen their license when I've ID'd them
You mean a
before.
picture?
It has
Yeah.
an expiration date, does it not?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
No, but you can renew it without
The
taking
picture can change
your
though,
picture.
right?
Yeah,
I think the
pic-
picture has to be every 10 years.
Okay.
That might not be true.
Well, I definitely know it's not
But-
every 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, 5
'cause-
years you have to do it. It's definitely
Oh,
longer.
maybe not, because I've had the same picture since I was 16.
Same.
Yeah.
Your driver's license?
That's probably
Absolutely.
inaccurate. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's my permit.
I haven't.
picture.
Nope, I definitely. My pictures. I've definitely took a new one, probably once or twice. Then you get your, or if it's a different picture from the permit than to your actual driver's license. And then when I turned 21, it was different, I believe, and maybe 21.
Yeah, I think I did a new one at 21 also.
And the DMV made me.
Yeah. No, they.
I've heard people say that. A lot of people have said that to me on their 21st birthday.
And then I have to take my
do
glasses off, so I'm just like, oh,
Maybe
Jesus,
I just
look
ignored
so
that letter.
Persian.
Because I didn't. Definitely
What's this
didn't.
letter? It's not Harry Potter. Garbage.
Garbage.
Very
No
I only
time.
read-
Yo, email has definitely taught us to be like, you don't want a letter, you just get rid of it. You just toss it, delete. Yep, gone out of here.
Delete.
So you are also a theater nerd.
A little bit.
A little. Did you
little
do? You guys met in the literature class, you and Brendan, or you also did theater?
Oh,
together?
we met in
What,
yeah,
was that
acting
theater?
one, I
Yeah.
think.
Ah.
Yes. Well, technically, she met my friend Richard beforehand.
In English.
In English,
Literally,
yeah.
whatever,
Like
yeah.
I think it was like literally the class like that took place.
Literally, no, it was the
before.
day before.
Day before, yeah.
It was like, yeah. the
You
day
know what? You never had Professor Freed, right, for English?
Yeah.
That's Jordan's
his
dad.
Really?
You actually had him?
Yeah.
That's Jordan's
Yes,
That's
dad.
I
so
did.
funny.
Oh.
Was it a thumbs up or thumbs down? You don't have to talk about it.
No, he was great. He was great, actually, because I definitely, if I'm remembering correctly, this was like, I was really not into not going to class. But I was really good at what I do. So I would show up for test days and like essay days and turn in the assignments, but I never went to class, and I still got an A. So,
No!
Yeah.
and I think it was because he respected that, like, but
He's
I got
usually a
100.
tough grader,
I got
too,
100
yeah.
on every essay, every test, like A+.
You're one of those kids that you don't have to show up and you hardly
I
need to
never
try or
went, yeah.
study and you just ace
And
everything.
I had already read everything on the syllabus, like, in middle
During
school
summer?
because
Oh.
Catholics are crazy. I don't know.
Ah.
But so I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not coming to class. And it was early in the morning, so I was like not trying to drive.
Yeah.
So, everyone else in your family a bookworm?
Oh my gosh, I consider myself the dumb one. Like, I am the least educated. I am the least well read, and that says a lot because, yes.
Why? Is it because of
Oh my god.
what is the
I
freaking
don't
phrase?
even
Reading
know.
comprehension or something?
Yeah.
You don't strike me as stupid. Like,
Oh, no.
just
No.
having
Yeah,
a
that's the
dumb
that's
one
the
as far
point.
as like
That's the
books
point.
I
Like,
get, but
I
like
mean, like, that was not meant to come off that way. Let me try and rephrase that because it's not that I'm dumb.
you're just different. You were different academically.
I think I'm very smart.
Good.
I pride myself on that. I won't lie to you a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yes.
But like, my brother is a genius. So it's like, I'm really, really smart, but you know,
He's
my
one of
brother's
those,
smarter.
yeah.
And like, my cousins went to like, so most of my cousins went to Fordham. And then a couple went to like Dartmouth, St. Albany. So like, my dad went to West Point. So it's like, I have a very educated family, and I chose to educate later in life. Like, seriously, like, I was kind of like bullshitting around, like, I'm gonna get a performing arts degree, I'm gonna, you know,
Yeah.
and then it was like, okay, get a real degree
Yeah.
because everybody else has one.
You're on your own track.
Yeah.
You're on your different
No, for
timeline.
sure, for sure.
You did say West Point.
Yes.
Are there any like freaky stories?
You see aliens
No,
in there?
No, not aliens,
What do you mean?
but just because I'm always curious about the atmosphere looming around and the
Oh my
history with
God.
West Point.
So, I don't really know. Okay, so I grew up in Highland Falls, which is literally right outside the gates of West Point, because my dad chose, when we retired, we chose to come back here. My mom's family is from Highland Falls. So,
What was he specifically in West Point? Like his, what do you call it?
Rank or title?
Yeah,
or
thank you.
job?
he was a major when he retired, in the, 92, the year I was born, he retired. And we were out in Colorado, and then we moved
That's
back here.
Navy?
Army.
Army?
It's
Okay.
Army, yeah.
I was going to say Army, but
So
then I was
West
just
Point,
like...
yeah, West Point is Army. West Point is,
Oh, okay.
when you graduate from West Point, you commission into the Army.
Ah, got you. Why did I say Navy? I don't know.
Navy is Annapolis. I think-
Please educate
been
me,
there
yes.
before.
I've never...
For football games.
Okay,
I
yeah.
worked for Tulane's football team.
That's just fun. That's dope.
Yeah. It was very fun to take road trips. That one was like the weirdest one because it was like we were just a bunch of fuck boys who worked for the team and like we were going up against the Navy and just like looking into the crowd and we were just like, damn, like your life sucks. Like,
Yeah.
you have to wake up so early and like you
Yeah.
have to run so much and like we just got like drunk at Applebee's on fake IDs. Like we were such different classes of people and like our football players were just such different people. And like, yeah. It was just very interesting to see that dynamic. Like, I looked out there and I was like, it would be cool though. Not cool, but like something, if I was to ever go in there, it would be cool to be involved in like the photography and videography and documenting it to actually get really what happens. Because like, I feel like a lot of stuff is covered up and I feel like it is based off of the videographer to be there to get it, or else how would anybody have record of things, you know? Like, the only reason war crimes are, like, remembered is because somebody videographed it when they got there, and they were like, hey, like, we need to make sure we have proof of this and stuff like that. Not saying I just want to, like, videotape, like, war crimes and shit like that. I do not believe in any, like, war whatsoever. Like, I think we should all be out of war, and I think there should be ceasefires everywhere. And
so
like,
what was that
like?
Like, I don't know, just around that environment or
There's definitely like a high school was definitely weird because it's like you're either a townie or you're a West Point kid, and like for me it's like I was kind of both. So it was because like I grew up in town, but like my parents were military, so it was like weird. It was like a weird. It's definitely weird. We also like to joke that we're like in a protection bubble because whenever there's like hurricanes or like big snowstorms or like crazy weather coming, it like skips right over us and it is awful in the surrounding areas. So we like to joke that there's a bubble around us and it's West Point, but I don't know.
That's a little yikes.
Sus, right?
Netanyahu likes Jewish space lasers.
You're supposed like yeah. And it definitely was like when we were kids it was like fine because it was actually really cool. You could just like walk right on post and you could do whatever you wanted. Then like 9/11 happened and you weren't allowed to do that anymore. And then it just started getting like stricter and stricter, and like now with COVID it's like I haven't even thought about going on post in the past 5 years because it's a hassle to even think about it.
I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah, the security is crazy. And it almost feels, and it's like a weird feeling because it's like, at the end of the day, if disaster does strike, is it striking here because it's West Point? And are they going to save me because I'm in Highland Falls or what? That's definitely the weirdness, I would say, part of the bubble.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember going there when my brother was in the Pop Warner Super Bowl because they would play them at Mikey Stadium. And that was always like the best like game as a kid because it was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm running away from my parents, like I'm never coming back, like I'm walking around like exploring West Point.
And it was great because there's so many places to explore. Like there's so many woods, there's so many train tracks, there's so many places to go, and it's so pretty. Like that bend of the river is just really gorgeous. So it's weird because it's like a love-hate. Like I love it and I absolutely hate it because like I hate seeing people with guns.
Yeah.
Hate it. I hate the way they run down the street and I almost hit them with my car. Like
it's so wild that they could legit just be like the Peace Corps. Like they could just be doing that all over the world and spend the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And it would just be so much nicer.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh wow, the best engineers in the world. Like the
Literally the best engineers in the world.
But they're just wasting their brains sometimes and stuff. And I'm just like, why? Why do you have to do this? You could be creating life in labs.
Yeah. They definitely, the cadets, like, definitely some of the locals, if you go into, like, the bars and stuff, you'll hear them joke about the kid idiots.
What is that?
Because they're the cream of the crop, but they're total idiots.
Oh, okay.
So they're the kid idiots. Because they're cadets.
Clever!
Because we know who our representatives are in this country, and that's all you need to do to get into West Point is get a representatives say so. So that could be Marjorie Taylor Greene signing off on you.
Well, so
right?
they definitely do take into, because like I have a friend who is like the smartest person I've ever met, and when we were in high school, West Point was her first choice, and she had all the recommendations from New York State senators, Massachusetts state senators, and she was denied acceptance to West Point. So I do think they consider who your representative is.
Wow.
I do think that. Just because I know so many people that should have gotten in that didn't.
Yeah.
So many.
Oh my God, West Point is Hermione, Ron, and Harry Potter. It's Gryffindor.
Princeton
No
is.
one's letting them in.
Have you heard that? That it's
Princeton?
modeled after Princeton?
Hogwarts?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Or
no,
West
no,
Point.
legit.
Oh.
No,
Like there's magic over in Princeton?
No, legit. Like apparently, because that's like where Thomas Edison and like all of those scientists were.
Shut
There's
the front
people
door.
who like think it's based off of Princeton. Like that's like shit that Monk was telling me, my friend who
Shut
I produced
the
something
front
with.
door.
Hamilton Radio, the
I wanna
Monk
go
show
home and
on
so-
Fridays.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Dive into
dig
that.
into this.
Yeah.
But like
Wow.
he just said it like offhanded, and like he always talks about how like his grandparents like knew people at Princeton, and like there's all this stuff going on there. And there's like a lot of like nuclear shit there. So that's like the weird thing about like driving there all the time, because I drive to Trenton for Weedman's joint all the time because I
Okay.
work for him. And like I pass by the Princeton area all the time, and I'm just like, I'm literally passing by like the most concentrated wealth and like science probably in like our country, and like there's just so many chemical labs on that stretch that I drive where I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, I wonder, they're probably contracted out to the government and doing a bunch of crazy shit right now.
That's cool.
And like we're in just like a democratic state where you're just like, like what is all this money being poured into? I wonder. I wonder what's going down.
Sorcery.
Yeah, it's all sorcery. Money is magic, is sorcery. It's all the same.
Do they have a Quidditch team at Princeton?
Good question.
Probably. My college had a Quidditch team.
My
I
cousin
think.
totally played Quidditch. In
Wait, this is real?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
How's that even possible? Nobody has flying brooms.
Yeah,
You
they
can't play
do.
You
Quidditch.
have to hold it
Seriously.
between your legs as you run around.
So you just run.
Oh my gosh, you've never seen it? It's so good.
There's a guy.
It's sick. People
there's
get
a
real
guy
injured.
in a
Yes.
gold onesie. There is a man in a gold onesie running around,
Yeah.
pretending
Somebody
to
is
be
the
a
actual.
snitch.
Oh my god.
Pretending
This
to be
is
the
so
snitch.
freaking great.
It's
That's
so cool.
hilarious.
Yeah, like we played that in gym class, but like it was just like didn't have like
thought that
any
was
of like
BS.
it's using like yarn balls and stuff. But yeah, like, enough people do it, then they're gonna make an entire sport out
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
I guess so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a drinking club that plays Quidditch
I
on
was
the
gonna
side,
say,
though.
we definitely didn't have that at Fordham. I would have been in there.
Yeah. It was always,
In
yeah.
there.
Wait,
it's-
which position would you be?
That's a great question.
Oh, you haven't thought about
I
it?
have not thought about it, honestly, because I'd probably be Hermione on the sidelines. realistically. But
I'll be the person that presses the button for the scores.
Oh my gosh.
Just look like a fun
The
little
announcer.
contraption.
He's fantastic. I can't think of what his name is.
Something British. I'm sure. If I had to guess.
I'm pretty sure he's a Gryffindor, but I can't think of what his name is.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm sad to have to do this, but this is the first time I'm going to have to ash in our new ashtray.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
The proverbial first ash.
That's so exciting.
Yes, the ashtray
Thank you,
was
Sarah.
provided by
For
Sarah.
It's very nice. It's beautiful looking.
How did you
You'll all
make
see
it? What is it
on
made
the-
out of?
It is made out of epoxy resin.
Word.
When did you get into making
Oh,
such
the
contraptions?
pandemic.
Is that your,
baby.
yeah, and is it true you have these on Etsy, or there's other stuff you have on Etsy?
Oh my gosh, I do. I have these, and I have some other stuff on Etsy.
You're gonna have to DM me your links so I can put them below for the
Yeah.
people who are listening to this right now.
Incredible.
Yeah,
Or
what is
watching
your
it on
Etsy
YouTube.
brand name? Sarah Sunshine? What is it? What is your...
Smoke and Sunshine.
Okay,
Something
okay,
like that.
okay.
Smoke and Shine, something like that. Yeah, we make ashtrays.
We?
I'm me, Sarah.
But it's
make-
business, so it's we the company.
Well, I
me
have
and my
a
multiple
team.
personalities.
Yeah.
There's me and there's Jaime.
True.
Jaime is very lazy. He never comes to work and he always drinks all the water from the cooler.
He is Jaime.
Yeah.
He's constantly just dehydrated.
There's a dialogue that goes on in our company.
Oh yeah.
About
Yeah.
our PA? What do you mean? What does?
No, he's high.
Between
high
me and Jaime,
me. Yes.
Got you.
my
got you.
coworker.
Yeah. It's
He
true. That
said
Oh,
yes.
wait, I thought we were talking about an alter ego. It's a real
Yeah,
person.
no, it is an alter
okay,
ego.
okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah.
It's me and my high self.
no.
So getting very
I
confused.
was like, wait a minute.
Other people too are like ready to like write to Jaime and be like, "Hey Jaime, I'm so excited to meet you." But it's true. It's like that is a part of the marijuana experience. It's like the like conversation you do have with yourself. Whatever, however that ends up going. Like there's always like the internal dialogue.
Yeah, it forces you to spend time with yourself, I think. I mean, there are people who like engaging with other people while on it or while high, but it just, for me personally automatically makes my brain just go down different channels. Like just on my own just thinking. I become very like, I think too much and I don't like it.
Okay.
And then I'm just like, what am I, I can't just watch a show. Like, I immediately get distracted and think about a bunch of different things and completely forget what I just saw.
But you just used the word channel, so like
Yeah.
just like change it. You know?
I get there's too many.
I can't
There's too many, like,
I can't
tubes
think of it.
funneling and what, yeah.
Yeah, you got like, that fancy cable going on in your head. You got that expensive pay for shit.
It's more like when you are hooking up your desktop, old desktop or an old TV, and you have so many cords, and it's not organized, and they're all twisted around each other, and it's just like some things aren't plugged in all the way. That's what's here. That's what's in my brain. It's not. Which I'm a very organized person.
Yeah.
But you know, like in that SpongeBob episode where he goes through a bunch of file cabinets and shit's on fire. It just happens. It just happens. I don't think anybody has a clear, organized. But like I don't know. If you do, you worked out these coping mechanisms, I guess, or whatever. What are they called? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's why babies are so happy, because it's like a hard drive, and it's like they have an empty hard drive. So when you have an empty hard
my
drive, it's like you could do anything, you put whatever you want in there.
That's
And then
why when
you get
they're-
older, and then it's more and more.
When there are babies that aren't happy and like bubbly and like I'm just like, what is the matter with you? Like, what is it already that's so difficult?
They have leftover memories
What
from
is
their past
so,
life, and
they're
they don't deal with
already
it.
immediately like age 1. There's trauma already.
Ding ding ding.
Yeah.
It's like stuff they absorbed when they were in the womb.
Oh, that's
Well, yeah.
true.
Also,
That's
it's
true.
like dogs. Like, you are a product of the person who raises you. So, like, if you're raised by chill people, that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be, like, you end up being a chill person if you're raised by chill people, I think.
Yeah.
Were you, since you were raised by someone who was in the army, also your mom, no interest in that, or she never did anything with West Point, or? What
No,
did your mom
I mean
do?
my mom, like my parents met because she was like working in the ticket office and he was like coaching softball.
They met when they were how old?
Adults.
when
Yeah,
he
they
was
were
coaching.
adults.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he had
I thought it
already.
was like when they
No,
were in
yeah, he
school.
graduated and like came back to staff and yeah.
So is he militant in his ways of raising his children?
No, I don't know. I feel like my parents were like in their 30s when they had my brother and I. So I feel like them being older made them more like, he knew to separate himself from like what he was doing with us. I think because like he's a very like loner person, like he likes to do things by himself, but like he raised two very sociable children.
Yeah.
So it's like he definitely was able to take that part, like the military part of him,
Very cool.
and like teach us like aspects of it that we needed, and like leave
Like
the rest
what?
for himself. Like
Specifically.
taking notes, like taking notes and keeping lists, and
You know, that's helpful. That's very
meditation
helpful.
also, because he says he couldn't have gone through West Point without meditation.
Wow.
So he taught us to meditate pretty young.
Wow.
What?
And
How does he still do it? Like it's just part of his life?
It's
Like
just
he-
part of his,
like
yeah.
every morning?
So,
What's at
You've
night?
been,
Like
you've been meditating since you're young. What's your, like, clairvoyance, like,
This makes-
telepathy level right now? Like,
This
how
makes
much are
so
you reading
much
people's
sense.
signs?
This
Yeah, no.
makes so much sense as to
Pretty
your
strong.
demeanor and your behavior and every like. Obviously, you can tell I don't meditate.
Yeah.
Like, you really, right? We just talked about all these miswired cables and shit. Like, like you're.
We're like, yeah, but if I meditate, who will plug in the cables though? Someone's gotta do it.
You have to like. I don't like. Because they're like you. What is it about meditation? Where is it true you have to like sit there and not think?
No.
Think about something.
So
One thing.
I have ADD. Like, I have an anxiety disorder, and it stems from ADD.
Okay.
And so, like, it's incapable for me to have an empty mind. Like, I can't physically not have thoughts.
Get that, yes.
But it's, like, more about, like, changing your thoughts from, like, chaotic spins to, like, my breath is going in and my breath is going
Focusing
out.
on, like,
and,
one
like,
simple thing.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It's even, like, as an adult, when I was a kid, it was easier to just breathe, meditate. But as an adult, with like a much higher level of anxiety, I find it easier to meditate through yoga, or like even a workout. Like if I'm not doing yoga that day, but I'm going for a walk, or like I'm not going for a walk that day, but I'm going to the gym. Like
yeah, see that's my problem. I'm lazy, so I run, and that is like
so
a
you can
form
totally
of
do that.
my brain shuts off and is able to in the groove. Like it's in a groove when it's running.
Yeah.
But then I'm just like I get up in the morning and I love sleep.
Me too.
And so then it's like doing
I
that,
don't
and then like
start
sometimes I can do
anything
yoga.
until like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I straight up told him that. I was like, afternoon, like the later the better.
Yeah.
So you're a night owl.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
What is it about that? What is it about the morning or the night that just people function differently because of time of day?
I would love to know. I would love to know because
All right,
I do.
people, you're not going to find out the answers here.
No.
We're just giving you the questions to
There's
explore.
Exactly. I do think that that's true though, like, because like there's definitely I know so many people who are morning people, and I'm like, how? I would love to be you because that would mean like a normal job with normal benefits and normal things, but I can't do what?
Because I love that energy. Like, I love when you watch a show and someone's just, like, so put together in the morning. Like,
Right.
Exactly. But, like, also the
Right.
show, I'm like, they could have shot this at, like, 6 o'clock.
They totally
at
did.
PM. Like, that's like...
Yeah.
But, like, to do, like, morning, I mean... Like, we've been getting up at, like, 5 a.m. the past couple of days to do a film shoot.
Okay.
And
I was
I
like,
hate getting up that
For no
early.
reason.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to breathe the
for
air.
fun or
Yeah. We just sat
We wanted to
around.
see what it was like.
It was great.
So yeah, we've been doing that, but I've had like a boost of energy. It's like, because again, it's like you going towards something that you're passionate about and you want to do, and you're like, yeah, this is the project, we're finally doing it, blah blah blah. So the exhaustion doesn't take over, like the being tired. It's definitely like an attitude, obviously. I mean, for me, like,
yeah. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know where I was going with that thought.
I love sleep. That's why
I
I
love to sleep.
like.
So I love dreaming. That's the thing. I love dreaming.
Yes.
Like I love my imagination.
Yes.
You, I'm sure, love your imagination. Everybody in this room loves their imagination.
Yeah.
You know, that is essential for our creativity or being
Yeah.
artistic and everything. And it is an escape for me, for sure. Yeah.
Escapism is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
A
Did you
wonderful
guys
thing.
have imaginary friends growing up?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had a twin.
She was real.
Yeah, there's literally no.
We're both
That
looking in
would
the
be-
mirror. There's 4 of us. It's perfect.
That'd be so crazy if I did. I mean, not it would be insane, but Bina was just left out. Me and my imaginary friend was just like, Bina, you're not invited.
Your bed is
Bina
not yours
is here.
anymore.
Yeah.
That's John Cena.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Sarah, you can tell us about your imaginary friend.
Oh, well, her name was Sally.
Sally and Sarah. Okay.
Yeah, Sally and Sarah.
Okay.
We drew on the walls together.
Hmm.
That's like my most vivid memory of Sally is that I would blame her for the drawings.
Oh no! Is that how you guys
So
lost touch?
is that how you created Sally to be the default of
100%.
when you blame?
100%.
There were 2,000 Sallys just in case I needed someone to blame.
Mr. Freed, I didn't do well on that paper because of Sally.
It was Sally. It was Sally. No, yeah, it was, and I had a brother who's not that much older than me. We're like about a year apart.
Okay.
So he would, very quickly be like, no, Sarah did that. I watched her. And I'd be like, oh my god, Frankie, no. Sally did it.
I gotta imagine like for a parent, that's a hard thing. Cause it's like especially if you like that you encourage them to be imaginary and creative, and also like they have a friend that they're like blaming things on. It's like I don't want to like discourage the imaginary creativity, but like
Yeah, did your parents ever break that reality?
Oh yeah, my dad was not having it. My dad was not having it. Because, like, okay, so that's definitely probably one aspect of where, like, the military life came into play. Like, I asked him if Santa Claus was real when I was, like, 6. And he said, I can't lie to you, kid.
Oh, wow.
So, when it came to this whole imaginary friend thing, he was not having it. He was like, you're a liar, and you're just going to stop. And you're just going to stop doing that.
Got you.
Yeah. I guess it works, right? It's efficient.
Do you want kids? If you had kids, would you let them run wild with that?
I would like to be a foster/adoptive mom, and I would like to adopt like 5 and up. Because they're the kids that don't get adopted.
Really?
Yeah, once you're 5, your chances of getting adopted are 40% less.
I don't know. Like it's when you get a pet, like that already knows how to pee and poop in the toilet.
That's how
like,
I feel about it.
Same.
That's exactly how I feel
I
about
feel
it.
like you level up. Like
They're
you're
trained
skipping
already.
Exactly.
Their trauma already came from someone else. Like, you know, like I now have the ability to rectify or like try my best to bring positivity into your life, and you already know how to use the toilet.
Yeah, you start from the beginning, you're already gonna fuck it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nope, that's how I feel about it. So yes, I would love to be a mother, but I don't plan on having any babies.
Okay, yeah. I love that. You do seem also very suited for that role. If you ever take it on, just because, I don't know, your nature is very warm.
How do you feel about the... Oh, sorry.
No, that's it.
That's like very
That's all I said. That's all I was saying.
How do you feel about the moms and cannabis, like, community?
I love it. I dabbled in dealing for a little bit, and most of my customers were moms.
Everybody does at some point. Like, you're buying a little extra. Like,
Exactly.
It's like, hey, you pass it along.
Exactly. Most of my clients were moms.
You could have started a book club or something.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Like
moms and
weed
marijuana.
Moms and marijuana.
Yeah.
Mama-wana, yeah.
Mama-wana. Oh,
That's
wow.
great.
Wait, Brendan, you gotta make sure nobody takes that.
Not a mom though, so I guess
I'll write this down. I'll write it down.
I'll just buy the rights to Mama-wana, and then when someone wants it, then I will sell it to them.
That'd be such a dick move.
That's
A man.
Apparently it happens.
Yes.
People be like, this is Moana?
Yeah,
What is this?
Moana 2.
What is
It's like
this?
their cousin. Yeah. Yo, do you have a favorite Disney movie?
That's a really hard question.
Yeah, because there's
Brendan.
too many or not enough.
Only easy questions
All right,
here.
we'll go for the hard
That's
stuff.
such a really
Mary
hard question
Jane.
because, like, definitely, like, traditionally, right? I guess, like, my favorite Disney movie would be The Little Mermaid because I identify with being a mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask because you have your right arm
Yes.
all tatted up and
Very
it's
cool.
all
Yeah, we have to
the
talk
ocean,
about
the
this
sea
a little
creature.
bit.
Yeah, where did you? Which one came first? Did you already
Which one
know
came
your whole
first?
layout? Yeah.
No. Not, and you can tell because you see how this one is clearly supposed to be a standalone piece.
No, I couldn't tell that.
This orca whale.
It's out of the water over there.
As you can see underwater.
Was very clearly supposed
it's
to
trippy.
be
Yeah.
a standalone piece because I went through this phase where I would go, oh whale, and then the whale would, yeah,
Okay.
so and then I put the octopus second, and after the octopus
Yeah,
was there,
look at that. It's freaking incredible.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna need it to be a whole sleeve.
Oh man, what's the most recent one?
These little rocks.
It's the detail. Look
It's
at
the
this.
detail.
Yeah, these
Yep.
little rocks and dots.
Wow, they're very... Yeah.
We were going for a traditional sleeve aesthetic, but like those little stars that they usually do was like not it for me. So I was like, let's go with little bubbles.
And
rocks.
what
That's
shop
great.
did you go to?
No Man's Land Tattoo
Wow.
on
What a name.
I don't know, in Middletown, on that main road in Middletown.
Cool.
Dion Fauché, something like that, is my artist. He's a really good friend of mine. He's incredible. He like changed his aesthetic though, so if you're not getting an anime piece, I don't know if he'll take you.
He only does anime?
It happened overnight. I'm allowed to still come because we're friends, I guess, but
Were you guys friends before he tattooed
Strong
you, or
pivot.
the other way?
yeah, well, he's a friend of a friend, and then I was like, I need a tattoo, and they were like, oh, well, Dion does tattoos, and I was like, okay, Dion, you want to put a tattoo on me? And he was like, sure, so.
You're
He's
lucky he was
very
good at
good.
tattoos. He could have just been a friend who's terrible at
I
tattoos.
know, right? Well, they were going to
workout
him
could've
too
looked like something
for a
else. Okay,
while,
so
so
they-
they
yeah.
were coming home with all these great tattoos, and I was like, I want one.
Wait,
jealous.
how old were you when you got your first one?
My first tattoo,
Yes.
I was 22, 23.
Oh.
Tattoo at 22.
Yeah, something
Well,
like
she
that.
said 23, so
I'm
now
not,
that's...
I'm not 100%
Tattoo
sure.
at
Well, let's say tattoo at
Still
22
works.
for
It's
like
good.
the tongue twister aspect of
Okay, okay.
it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I definitely was admiring it.
Thank you so much. He's actually done almost all the
Oh, wow.
all the visible tattoos Dion has done.
Wait, is that now?
With the invisible tattoo.
No, well, I mean, because
Okay.
I have the Harry Potter one like under in between my boobies. What is that-
How
what
many
is
Harry
that
Potter
called?
tattoos do you have?
Just one.
Okay, wait, what is it of?
It's the Deathly Hollows. It's like
Oh, whoa.
they're Deathly Hollows.
That's cool.
Nice.
Like Harry Potter.
It would have been
Yeah.
funny if you pulled it up and it was just Hagrid.
Yeah. Oh, no. Gotcha.
That would be pretty cool. The wand is like the pretty part of the tattoo. The rest of it's kind of lame, but the wand is really dope.
Yeah.
It was just Peter Pettigrew as a rat.
It's Harry Potter. Have you been to Harry Potter World or Land or any like theme park version of Harry Potter?
No,
No,
not.
no interest.
No, I have interest, but well, I had interest pre-pandemic, and I've never been to Disneyland like in Florida. I've only ever been to California, so it was never an option.
Disneyland is in California. Disney World.
I have no idea which one.
Disneyland is in California.
I
Disney
won't
World
lie.
is in Florida. I'm just going to, yeah.
That makes sense.
Correct
because
it
it's
just
like
for everybody to
size,
know.
right? It's like really big, so it's
'Cause
world.
Yeah,
Wait,
I've been to both.
At Harry Potter World or Land, whatever it is.
That's in
is
Universal Studios, though.
in Florida only.
Yes.
Okay. It's so funny because like
Yes.
it's like when you watch like the movies and like this
Yes.
is probably the same thing with like when you read all the books too is that
What
like
do you serve?
you do imagine this like
Yeah.
big epic British land and then it's so funny to think that Harry Potter lives in Florida now like it resides in Florida is where Hogwarts is.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. But when we went to Catholic school, we had the opportunity to like go to London and see like actual Hogwarts. I did not win that opportunity. You had to write like a really bomb ass essay, and I was like not great
And
at that
you
time.
didn't show up to class at that time.
Yeah, I wasn't going to class.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to class, so somebody else won. But
Damn.
If only you just used your witchcraft. And you
I
could've-
know. If only I wasn't that good then, you know. Much better now.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
Practice makes perfect in everything, especially being
Practice
a
makes
witch.
perfect.
Speaking of witches and wizards, do you have any other witches
Work
or
on it.
wizards you want to
I'm
add to your
trying to
list?
think of Cho. Did I say Cho?
No.
Cho's a Ravenclaw. The Patel sisters, I think, are Gryffindors.
Am I counting that as two?
Which one? The
Yeah.
Patel sisters?
One of them, I think, is Padma. I don't know if I know the other ones.
Oh yeah, I need their first names. Yeah.
One of them is Padma.
Okay.
I don't think I know the
And
other.
what was the house?
Gryffindor.
Oh, okay.
Which house do you think is most underrepresented or has like gets like the least attention and is underrated?
Hufflepuff.
Hands
Yeah.
down, yeah.
Hufflepuff, yeah. I think that I would be a Ravenclaw. I mean, like the online thing likes to put me in Slytherin, and I do identify with that a little bit. But I also think I would probably be a Ravenclaw because I correct people a lot, and I feel like that's definitely a quality.
But do you agree? Do you agree with that? It's like mostly what you are, or like, because what if somebody is literally a combination?
Yeah.
How are they
accurate.
just choose one house for
Well, if you in the first movie, you know, the hat wanted to put Harry
you?
in
Yeah, he did.
in Slytherin, and he didn't because he was like, no, Slytherin. you know, over and over
Which, like,
again.
I also don't understand why
And
he
so the hat was
listened
like,
to the
Gryffindor.
kid.
Yeah, he did. But it's like, do you
Why did he give a shit when
Well, they
Harry said?
explain that later in life, that, like, yeah, the hat can, like, or not in life, in the books. That, like, the hat, you know, it does a good job of, like, knowing, like, your qualities and your what you're good at and your strengths and your weaknesses. But, like, at the end of the day, willpower and determination has a lot to do with, like, who you're going to be and what you're going to actually do.
I believe in that a lot.
Yeah.
You have to manifest it. Because everything that exists never existed at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, somebody had to create it out of thin air.
And
out
I
of
mean,
their
that's what
imagination.
magic is literally just, you know, people think magic and they're like, oh, spells, oh, a wand, you know, bubbling, whatever. But the
It's
definition
invention.
of magic is just the manipulation of the energy around you. So it's already there.
Yeah.
You just have to use it.
Well,
Wow, that's deep.
that is cool. No, that is cool. And it's true. Everything was just
Have
Also,
you
just
interacted
things.
with ghosts?
were invented.
I have not
Made.
interacted with ghosts, no. I do interact with spirit. Like, I like, read tarot, so I talk to spirit. But I
Do you
don't...
read palms?
I don't know how to read palms. I know that there's, like, I know, like, a couple things, like your lifeline, and, like, if you have 2 X's here, you're, like, a natural healer and an empath. And then, like, there's another line.
We're now all looking at our hands.
Other
Everybody,
than
look
that-
at your hands at home.
Other than that, I really don't
I
know a lot
know
about
the
palmistry.
pinky, each section, like 1, 2, 3,
Something
represents
like, yeah.
something. One is like how many kids you'll have.
How do you know? How do you see?
My mom reads
The
palms
little,
or red palms.
the little
Red,
lines
and knows how
within the
to.
lines in the creases.
Yeah,
You see how, like, mine has a 1 in between the middle one?
but it is wild that the lines on your hands do change over time.
Yeah.
As you get older, like that's.
Yeah. Do you believe in
Imagine
time?
if you're fingerprinted. You're like, all I have to do is wait till I'm 26 and then my record doesn't matter. What a funny-
Accurate.
What a funny script that would be to write
Yeah.
that. But yeah, where it's just like, yeah, I'm not like, you know, I can totally squeal out of this case and like not be found guilty for, or like they can't book me and they can't find me in the system because I'm 35 now and like it's just fingerprint changed again.
Rita's plotting some ideas now for this. Like, oh damn! If only I'd done that in my younger years.
Yeah, I mean, one person asked me, I forgot who it was, but they're like, so stupid. But they're like, I mean, I apologize if you also thought this, but it's not. They're like, oh, do you and your twin have the same fingerprint? And I'm like, really? What? I'm sorry, are you gonna give me some stuff?
I mean,
like
that
this?
would just, like, defeat the purpose of, like, the fingerprint.
Oh, I thought Sarah was about to be like,
No,
actually, there's like hit me with information I didn't
No,
know. I was about
I-
to be like, oh my god.
I have a problem with, like, dumb questions, and that was definitely a dumb question.
You can have a problem with it. It's absolutely that is stupid and ridiculous. We're 2 different people. We have different like DNA. Like it's
Totally different identities.
There's no such thing as an identical twin. There is no such thing. You're never fully identical.
Right. It's like identical in quotes. Like identical.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
I
know.
can say yeah. But I'm
I-
fraternal, so it doesn't.
I definitely think that is a misleading, like, title,
Identical?
because I agree, right? Like, there's no
well,
such
because
thing
it's
as identical.
it's just one word. It's
Yeah.
easier than them saying pretty similar.
Yeah.
It's not even
They're pretty similar
But I
twins
feel
over there.
like I feel like it could have a more technical
Really similar.
definition. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It could, like, I don't know.
Yeah, my dad is an identical
Yeah, his
twin.
dad's also a twin.
Shut up.
So, yeah, I'm the son of a twin dating a twin.
And
So
I
that
want
means you're
twins.
guaranteed to have twins because it skips a generation on his side.
Yeah, but I am IVF. I'm not natural, so I don't
So
know
you
if that
have
makes a
even
difference.
a higher chance of having twins.
Yeah.
Just probably not
'Cause I
identical.
was-
You'll have fraternal twins.
Yeah, which like
That's,
I'm
like,
fine
super
with.
common.
But I
Yeah.
do want twins.
Yeah, I want kids who are in a frat.
2 of them at the same time.
They're just gonna be in their
They're gonna
own
be the
world.
sellout kids. They're gonna be like my parents.
I can't wait for your kids to listen to this in the future.
Oh my god.
They always had principles. Like, we're gonna sell out and have money.
Yeah, well, I think because I mean, we do like talking about children. I was talking to my sister about this, about like how I would raise my kids. It would be
Okay.
very the opposite way of my parents because they were more strict. They used the word no a lot and told you what not to do, whatever. I feel like I would be not hold any grudges and just be very loose with it and be like,
Yeah.
as long as you're safe and like definitely strict with certain things, like if your like room isn't clean, because I'm a germaphobe, like if stuff isn't clean and organized, like it's not, you're under my roof, like just get it, like I don't have to say anything more than that, and don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm the head of the household, and it's like the title you get. When I only want kids to be head of the household. No, I'm just kidding. I'm head of the household with them. I live with Brandon and Jordan, head of the household. It's at the end of the table. No, but like for my kids, I would definitely just be more lenient, I guess. I would just be like, I'd be like, yeah, you don't want to go to school, like you want to travel, you want to just do whatever the fuck you want to do. I have no personal agenda for you. Like I have no, like this is your, I can't tell you what to do. There are certain, as far as just like protecting you, but after a certain age, like you still get stuff when you're in your 20s. I mean, I get it. Like, I think I'm an adult, but they, like, are so detached and don't remember what they were like when they were in their 20s. So it's just, like, a total...
Yeah.
At least that's the way it is for my dad. Like, he's very... I feel like he's just very... just removed from that. Like, he's just a different person.
Yeah. We'd all just get along better if we were all the same age as our parents.
We would vibe with them more, possibly.
As babies, because then it would just be a bunch of babies laying around.
For sure, we would vibe with them more.
Yeah.
No, I fully support that. Like, my brother and I didn't really have rules. We just, like, knew what we were allowed to do and what we weren't allowed to do. Based off of, like, the respect that my parents, like, you know, tried to teach us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I definitely support that.
I mean, I was a bitch at times. I was a bad kid. I went through, like, my parents had a divorce, so I feel like that was just, like, I was at different stages where you're just like, fuck it! Or, like, you're just like, I'm just gonna be a bitch from now on. Like, I don't know, because life was already...
the door down!
Like, just became... And I have an aggression problem. I get very angry, and, like, sometimes it would be physical, verbal... Like, I was such a good kid in school, but then when you, like, move different towns or, like, different schools or whatever and be bullied for different things, I don't know, there was just a thing where it's just, like, it's so much work to be nice to people and be mean, and sometimes I have little patience and tolerance, and I'm just, like, I just don't care. Like, I don't care about how I talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
This is just, listen...
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's not, absolutely, it's not good all the time. Like,
No,
it's something that needs to be worked on, but if that's the best description,
Sure.
just for being, like, a kid of divorce, that's all I mean. Just being, like, just, like, challenging authority and then constantly having to fight and feeling like you have no control over things, so then I, like, wanted to be very in control of things and did not want anyone to tell me what to do. And,
That makes sense.
This is basically a therapy session.
Yeah.
Like, you said meditation.
It's sessions.
Like, so
These are the sessions parts.
Yeah.
Very
You're just a very open person, and I can
am.
talk about stuff, so this
I
is
am.
just...
Spill it out. Let's
This
go.
is Harry Potter and Reena's problems.
What a TV show that would be. Oh my god.
I mean, it's like all a little bit of magic, you know, and like as a, not to get all like astrology, you
Not
know,
doing
on you people.
We're
I'm
here.
a Scorpio, and we're currently in a Scorpio moon phase, so people are just gonna spill their guts out. It's just like natural for that to happen. We're gonna have an eclipse tomorrow in Sagittarius, so again, people are just like telling all their secrets, and they're like, and as a Scorpio, people like to just divulge onto me. It's something that like I'm so used to
Wait,
it.
can you guess what I am?
I'm so used to it.
What my sign is?
I mean, so I don't like to stereotype signs. I really don't. But I would guess like a Virgo.
No.
No, okay.
What is Virgo?
I'm
What
a
are they?
Virgo.
I don't know.
Yes.
We're very different. That's so
Yeah.
funny. I don't know what. I don't know like
but
the stuff about the other.
he doesn't really act like a Virgo, so.
What does he act more like?
Oh, if I like didn't know he was a Virgo, I would have thought he was a Libra.
That's close, right? That's like
Libras
the
are-
one
Yeah, it's
before.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Like a
I'm a
lion.
Taurus.
No, he's a Libra.
Oh my god, I love Taurus.
I do too.
Oh, yes. This bit of information. Jordan has only dated girls from the birthday May 5th to May 12th.
Her birthday is May 9th.
Yeah. Isn't that
I mean,
weird?
if you have a type, you have a type.
Yeah.
Because like I used to not think that I had a type, and then
But
that was
then
the type.
What is your sun sign?
Aries.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
so
like makes sense because like you have a very chaotic nature and like a very explosive nature, and like Tauruses have a very grounded nature and like a very calming nature.
Yeah.
Yes, this
So
is
that
very
definitely
You hear that? I'm calming.
that definitely makes sense.
And you're a bull.
That definitely makes sense. I fucking love Tauruses.
Yes.
I think they're incredible human beings. They're just like, because you're like naturally empathetic and like calm and like rooted and like
Yeah.
I don't have enough of that in my life. I'm a Scorpio sun, and like the rest of my chart is mostly Aquarius, so like I'm like in the clouds 24/7, and I need a little bit of being brought back down to earth.
Yeah.
It's a good balance. That's a good balance for people to have, like, to blend like that.
A little bit of
Absolutely.
I'm also obsessed with affection. I'm very affectionate, and like I really like being
That also
loved.
makes sense.
I need it. Yeah, it is my drug. Yeah, it's just how it is.
Your love language is physical touch.
Oh, extremely.
Yeah, that
Yes.
makes sense.
Yeah, like we have to cuddle when we're in bed. Like I have to at least touch him. Like, but he doesn't. Like he likes his space. Like also the way I would like look at Instagram and they're like the astrology signs are like how people sleep in bed, and I'm like, oh my god, that is totally Aries. They're on their backs and they're just like, and then if Taurus is like all over, like you know, like, wrap their arms and legs wrapped around the other person. I'm like, yes.
Checks out.
Okay, yeah, that checks out. Yep. I keep scrolling. This Instagram is correct.
Oh god, that's why I like mushrooms. I feel like that's all interconnected.
So great.
Do you partake?
So I don't do mushrooms, but I do acid.
Word.
Do acid.
Do you want to talk about that at all? I don't think Brendan's done acid.
No.
but
He
has not,
I did
yeah.
it with Reena once.
Acid is incredible. Acid is absolutely incredible. LSD is incredible. I think that it cures everything. Everything. I mean, like, not to be dramatic, but like, you know, I go through it with anxiety and like, you know, the ADD and depression and stuff like that. Microdosing just a little bit on one day will cure, like, my brain suddenly knows how to make serotonin every day for 6 months.
Wow.
And it's incredible. It's incredible. Like, the trip itself sometimes gets a little iffy, you know, but like we said earlier, you just change the channel and then you're good again. And it's a great, like, way to just, like, sit down and make some art. Like, I paint when I trip, and it's just, like, so much fun.
Oh, that's so great.
It's so great. And then, like, you come out of it feeling so much better about yourself. Like, they tell you to avoid mirrors, and maybe that might be true with shrooms. I've never done shrooms.
You like, at least for me, I instantly like see myself age in front of my eyes.
Really?
And
Yeah, I
it's
get a
like,
little bit of that, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I look like
See yourself
my
age,
like
yeah.
grandfather.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can see why you wouldn't want to.
I don't think
that.
it was as severe. I don't. Yeah, for me.
Yeah, I've went
things-
into some weird spaces with shrooms lately.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I went into Foreverland.
Oh no.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I had some lucky
Oh,
people in my
no.
life. She helped
He's
me
never
out of
before.
it. Yeah, no,
And
I'm
I was
fine
on
now.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I've
feel
never
good.
had a bad trip before.
Never,
That?
and I
Wow.
did
Lucky
LSD
duck.
twice and mushrooms twice before
Okay.
that. Or no, LSD 3 times and then mushrooms once before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my trip wasn't necessarily bad, but it turned quickly into babysitting him
Yeah.
while I was also on
Which
a high
is,
dose.
like,
Yeah.
hard.
And then I was just like, oh, all right, this. Everything just seemed like a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just want to sit here till this passes. It was very overwhelming
I definitely
visually.
can see how that would happen.
And
But, like, I
auditorially,
definitely
yeah.
checked into an alternate reality for sure.
Oh
And
my
was like
God.
seeing
Yeah.
the world at like slowed down, like depressed world. Like it was like in the Matrix, like if you took the wrong pill kind of a thing. Yeah.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
and then like
Yeah.
you all of a sudden saw like how bad the world was around after you took the pill, like that kind of shit happened. And I
That's
was just like, oh my god.
wild.
But
Yeah,
then,
he
like,
thought he was in hell.
I believe. Okay, I have friends who have said stuff like that, so I
Yeah.
like I can see where
Yeah.
that happened. And how-
You just you got stuck in a bad loop.
yeah.
Oh no.
And
Like I felt
I've
disconnected
never had a bad
from
trip,
people.
so I'm
Yeah.
sorry that I cannot empathize with you.
Oh no, it's fine.
I
Like,
know. I hope this never
I just like
happens to you.
because I'll talk about how great psychedelics are, but then I'll also talk about like that time.
Well,
also,
obviously,
like, it's a
because-
good balance. Yeah.
Yeah, and people need to know, like, one, that it can happen, and two, what kind of steps they can take to not be in the loop anymore.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
changing the channel, or, like, finding a different thing to hyper-focus on.
Yeah,
or...
you can't stay in the same space.
Absolutely
You gotta
Sunny
move
day
around.
or else.
I, like, think, and I think that's why I'm afraid, I'm, like, a little afraid
Sunshine.
of shrooms, I won't lie to you.
It's also food poisoning, so I did throw up. So
That's
you could. That's
also scares the
your
shit out of
stomach,
me.
yeah.
I do not enjoy that one bit. Like LSD though, however, I've like I implore everybody at some point to take a little bit of LSD and to just look into your eyes in the mirror and just really like focus on like the colors of your eyes and the shapes that your pupils make, because I used to struggle with like body dysmorphia, and like the person I saw in the mirror is not the person I saw in pictures. And so I did this.
Can you just explain
Wow.
body dysmorphia to?
Like it's kind of hard to explain because it's really just like the person that you see in your mind and the person that you see in pictures is not who you see when you look in the mirror. You see exaggerated, almost caricature-like like aspects of yourself.
Features. Okay.
Thank you. That word did not want to
Yeah.
come to my head. Yeah. And then when I did this, and like I kind of like took that, like it was like coming down off of the trip, and I was like taking a shower, and I have this little like radio mirror in my shower, and I was just like looking and like pulling my skin and like looking at my face and like touching it and like matching up what I was seeing with what I was feeling.
Oh my gosh.
And then my confidence level went like whoop through the roof. Hello, I'm beautiful.
Oh my god!
And then suddenly like
That's
the image in your
spectacular.
head and the image in the mirror and the picture all of a sudden all match up again.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think LSD is the most healing thing we have created as humans, and we're not taking advantage of it as enough. And even my doctor fully supports my microdosing,
Wow, cool.
and my therapist both fully endorse me microdosing.
Wow, sweet. Oh my gosh, that's so dope. Yeah, I mean, I think it's slowly but surely be moving in that direction where like it's being used more and being experimented on, and they're studying it more and like actually putting out the research to tell people like, hey, this is a good thing.
It's a good thing. And
Like,
they're proving it more and more every day.
Yeah.
Especially with microdosing, and specifically schizophrenia, which I think
Yes.
is wild.
Yes,
I think
yeah,
that's
I heard that,
incredibly
yeah.
wild, because they have never had anything to really tackle your alters. Like, they've had things that could like subside your symptoms or your like behavioral aspects of the schizophrenia.
Yeah.
But they haven't had anything to like readjust your mind and your thought process, and when these alters come and why they
Bless you.
come.
Thank you.
And they're finding that the LSD is helping
Oh, wow.
with that, and I think
Wow.
that's incredible.
Because the other like the other drugs basically just sedate you, make you a vegetable. I'm like, that's not you. That's
Yeah.
not who you are. You are more who you are when you're in your
When you're hungry?
schizophrenic. When you're
Sorry, I just love the Snickers commercial.
Well, there's something about the connection.
Wait,
to
what
nature,
commercial
right?
is that?
The
Which
Snickers one is what.
You're
Oh,
not
yeah.
who you
Oh,
are.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, darn it! I can't
Sorry,
believe-
because I remember the Danny Trejo one where they put him into the Brady Bunch, and it's just like so ridiculous.
No, it's okay. That's yeah. Didn't they also do one with Danny DeVito? Or remember they had one
and
with
Betty White.
Robin Williams when he was in like playing with football
No, wait, really?
players.
Aw.
I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna look it up. Anyway, sorry, Jordan. You were gonna say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I feel like psychedelics connect you to nature, but I feel like alcohol, like, numbs you from humanity. And, like, pharmaceuticals numb you from humanity. But, like, weed, I feel more connected to humanity and, like, nature. And, like, LSD, I feel more connected to nature and, like, humanity. And, like, the same with shrooms. The same with, like, Molly and shit. Yeah.
Molly's dangerous.
I love it.
Yes.
But it's a chemical
I don't
drug.
take it.
It's a
I've only
chemical
taken it
drug.
like a couple of times. One time. Yeah. But.
Yeah, I'm right. It was Robin
Oh,
Williams.
yeah.
Everything in moderation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation. Molly, I had a bad experience on Molly, so
Oh,
I
interesting.
probably won't
Whatever.
ever go back to. I mean, not like on Molly. I had a great experience while I was
Yeah.
tripping balls, but as soon as I was not tripping balls anymore, it was the most miserable 2 days of my life.
Really?
Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die.
It was the aftermath.
Yeah.
It was just
Oh,
like it was
yeah.
just a
Yeah, like as soon as all the dopamine left, it was like the worst 2 days of my life. So I probably won't do Molly again. But I know a lot of people who do it, not often, but like, you know, they dabble, and they always have a great time, and their brains are normal, so they're fine after.
It was like a happiness and like, yeah, joy in the world that I hadn't like felt.
Ever.
Which was like, yeah. So then it was just like, oh,
You're very
I
limited,
get
yeah,
this,
you're-
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get this. Yeah. That's the thing about drugs is like, you're here on the planet possibly for one time, maybe more times. You know, like you might as well feel these things and like just see what they're like.
But people's brains are wired differently, and
Yeah.
like good on the people who really don't need it.
Yeah.
They never have any
Yeah.
interest to bring
Yeah.
into it. They're already very centered at their core. I'm assuming, or very like they don't need anything else to unlock a certain part of their brain and to
Yeah.
explore whatever other realm that is. They're just like, no, I'm very. I guess they just feel very good in the state of mind they are currently in.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes people do experiment with drugs to get to that state of mind, or just for something new. I don't know. I can't speak
I
for other
think
people's
so.
experiences, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's different reasons. What is your reason? What is your reason for
The season.
Oh, it's
for
definitely
doing LSD or for doing... I mean, they both serve two different functions for you.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Weed is like my anxiety is at a level that I need it to function as a human being in real life. I cannot even think about getting in the car if I didn't smoke a bowl before I'm getting in the car. And that's bad. Don't smoke and drive. But yeah, things like that. So it's like weed is more of like a SSRI, let's say, right? Which is like what they would treat anxiety with if they were going to give you a pill.
Yeah, that's
You
what
would
I
have to
was
take-
on.
That you would have to take that, right?
Yeah.
And then like the acid for me is like the panic attack pill. Like it's like the moment that everything is so overwhelming and you're so disconnected from the earth and like, you know, your grounded centered self that you need something dramatic to change your perspective and bring it back. So that's like, I think for me,
Interesting.
what they are. And I think that like acid, even if you don't have struggle with these things, I think it's wonderful and like mind opening and like incredible. And I think that people shouldn't be content with their centered self, right? You should always be like searching for a bigger or a different outlook or like a new perspective. And I think that acid is a wonderful tool for that.
They're
Well
gross
said.
drugs.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah, people do that's a very common thing amongst probably every human being on the planet.
And I think
is when
that's
people
why
get
we have-
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody would be an artist if they had these
Yeah.
constant like bringing back to earth moments
Yeah.
and like, you know, exploring with that, because I think like we all have that creativity in us somewhere in some fashion, however we outlet it. Like, you know, I make ashtrays and I play with stained glass. Like that's how I get my creativity into the world.
Yeah.
You know, you guys do improv, you make movies, you record
Or you
podcasts,
could be like,
you're, you know, like
an architect.
And smoke
like
weed.
architects
exactly.
do creativity
Yeah.
by
And, like-
the designs or by what they're building yeah.
Exactly. And like cannabis and sustainable engineering is like a whole new market that 10 years ago wasn't even something you could get into, but now you can be in that weird niche of a world that is not only creative but like working towards a better, healthier environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's what I also think is really coul about Seth Rogen's houseplant. He was on a recent podcast we were listening to. Was it Dax Shepard's?
Yeah.
Armchair expert. And it was very, very cool when he's talking about, which I'm assuming you know about that business. No? Oh, Seth Rogen. You know the actor Seth Rogen?
Yes.
So he has a company called Houseplant, which it was so
Okay.
funny that the domain's not taken, but
Maybe,
he
yeah.
makes
It was
like
at one
things.
point.
It's basically like selling marijuana at the level of like how people should see it. Like it
Oh.
is like polished, sleek, fashionable. Cute. Like I mean, I don't know about the cost. I think it's affordable for people because it's in California, and he does stuff in. They have a beverage, I think, in Canada.
He makes pottery for it.
He
Like,
makes pottery
Okay,
for
so
it,
I knew about the
ashtrays, a bunch
pottery.
of stuff.
I knew
It's
about the
also,
pottery.
but it's also like how it looks in your house. Like
Okay.
it's just a bunch of. It could be a furniture piece or this or that. Like it's so true because it's like people have these in their homes, and like, I don't know, it can look really cool if it was like on this side of your record player and this kind of holder in your living room.
Absolutely.
You would have never had something for that because no company sells something for that. And like, they don't look at it, they look at you being a dirty schlub with your dirty ass table in your, and it's just like, yeah, but it's because like things cost money too. People also don't choose to live in that situation. But people have, like, they were just talking about it was their whole great conversation. But
Yeah.
anyway, that just made me think of that.
No, that's pretty
What we're talking
cool.
about. Yeah. Well, when you started doing marijuana,
Yeah.
it was not legal.
Correct.
And it hasn't been, I mean, just recently became legal. Were you ever thinking of like, oh my God, I have to leave to live in a state where it's legal? Because it is your medical drug.
Well, so
For your mental health.
it has been medically legal for me since.
Oh, so you do have
Since like
because the ADD?
a PTSD actually. Yeah. Anxiety disorders as a whole. Like if you classify into PTSD, you're medically eligible in New York.
Yeah, my uncle Steve has it from his big car accident.
Yeah. So I've had that since like 2016, 2015, somewhere around there.
So scrap that question.
Well, no, but I definitely
Or the future of
it was
Sarah, too,
medically
that's my
it was expensive to be a medical patient in New York.
Oh my God. Soon.
Up until hopefully recently that'll change. I don't know because I dropped the medical card a couple of years ago because it was expensive.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
cheaper to buy it on the street than it was to go
That's true.
through any medical, and because like they prescribe you like a specific ratio of CBD to THC, and you can only go get that exact ratio, which is frustrating because sometimes I need one and sometimes I need something else.
Yes.
So I was buying on the street anyway, and I definitely have always thought about moving to Colorado and opening a business in Colorado. I'm from Colorado Springs, so I feel called to the Rocky Mountains always.
Okay.
I actually know some Colorado pop people.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's
But-
like...
Yeah,
like
we're
crazy.
probably going to travel out to them at some point to do a podcast and talk about that.
Ooh,
but
that's
my friend's dad is a pot farmer. And he used to be in Florida, like, I think he was pretty, like, low-key.
That's awesome.
And then he moved out to Colorado.
That's awesome. Colorado's just
yeah.
so... everything's so pretty.
I've never been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I've never been
happy.
either.
The air just feels better. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Sorry.
describe it.
Yeah, my sister lives out there, and we like miss having her in New York. But you go out there, you see Colorado, you're like, yeah, the place is amazing.
It's
like, just,
amazing.
like, yeah.
Like the mountains are like we have mountains here and they're beautiful, but the mountains in Colorado are breathtaking. Like you step outside and you're like, there's this majestic thing in front of me, and it's yeah.
The people also seem very happy there. It seems like a lot. There's so many dogs walking around
Yeah, and
too.
everybody's
That
so
seems so
nice.
They're
lovely.
happy.
Do you think the mountains are ionized or something?
I think that I don't know, but I
No,
love
no.
them. They're definitely they're powerful.
I was trying to pull
Yeah.
more spiritual shit.
They're definitely powerful. Like
The mountains acid rain down on you, but the good acid rain.
definitely powerful.
Yeah.
Well, oh shoot! I totally forgot my thing. I was gonna say. This happens a lot.
Dumbledore.
Oh, strains. Like, what? Oh my God! Have you seen? You've definitely seen, right, on YouTube when they have the whole like. Has there been anybody who hasn't? I guess there's been people who haven't.
The
seen
Power Puppet Pals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
right.
called
I feel like that's
Jazzy.
just like so.
It's iconic. It's so good.
Jen.
Like,
It's iconic.
Yeah, I
It is
think
iconic.
average person has probably seen that like those videos probably like 8,000 times.
And
I'd say.
everybody-
But like it has to be our
Everybody has-
age range though, right? Like people younger don't know what that is, do
Oh
they?
no! I used to be a nanny, and you'd be surprised about
Oh,
the things
good.
that
It's
they.
good on. Great.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so.
good.
Oh, that's good. That makes me
Yeah,
happy.
YouTube like it's YouTube is a powerful thing.
You know, they keep probably the oldest like video
Maybe
archive
somebody
from
will sell it as an
individuals. Oh my God, that's freaking NFT.
NFT. It'll just disappear.
That would
from
be
the
a
internet.
quadrillion
Oh
NFT.
my God.
Yeah.
And they would have to like house it on the moon.
Oh yeah, everybody and like everybody who like obviously everybody knows it, and everybody has like their go-to like run.
Right.
Run, wheeze. Everybody has the one that they're going for when they're
Yeah.
doing when they're.
Which one's
bringing-
yours? Is it Ron? Yeah.
Because of the wheeze.
Yeah. Let's see. I think what's the Harry Potter one that makes me laugh every time because like everything else is like very like rhythmic and then like Harry Potter just comes in and is like Harry Potter and just like totally change the entire rhythm of it. Up to that point, it's very like.
But it's just so funny to see him shake it too with the puppet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what I was gonna ask was strains. Like, do you still experiment with like, or because what was the thing, Brennan? You were saying at what shop are you at where they're just like, oh well, what kind of thing are you looking for? Because we have this specific thing, specific thing. Like you don't get that over
like
here.
dispensaries. Like you walk in there and they're literally just like, oh, we have like the book with all this stuff, and there's like this thing and this thing, and it's just like
the type, that.
Yeah. I think ask like, oh, what kind of high do you want? And that's a cool part about like more dispensaries opening up and like getting legalized. It's like. You know more of that. I think that is one of the cool things about the Weed Man's Joint is that you go there and like there is a large selection and it's like cool to know.
Because your reaction is different.
Yeah, because like
they're trying to become recreational, but like they're in black market. Yeah.
Okay.
It is a protest.
I was
yeah.
gonna say, do they have licenses and stuff for Jersey yet?
They are getting them now, but they're gonna be expensive as fuck.
So fucking expensive. New York's are like not projected to be like. Even on the table until like 2022 or something like that, but they already have a price, and it's like.
Honestly, if they allow home grow across America, that will be the pathway to the middle class for everyone. If you could grow your own weed, you have a living.
You can in New York. After the first dispensary makes its first sale. My brother's a lawyer. I have to disclaim stuff like that. You're allowed to have 6 adult plants. And I think 3, or maybe it's 6 and 6. I don't know. You're allowed to have 6 adult plants and then baby plants.
That's pretty good. That's a nice collection of plants right there.
That's enough for me. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I definitely do like pay attention to strain. I mean, not really like all the time, but like if they're like, "Hey, I have Blue Dream or this," I'm asking for the Blue Dream. Like that's my preferred strain. I like White Widow too. There's like
these names.
There's this one that's like cake, something cake.
Cakes, yeah. I think it's the dessert name.
This one was Granimals.
Granimals?
Granimals.
There's a bunch of grandma animals. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Like the first time I read it, I definitely went a different direction, and I thought about that like Danimals.
Well, what about the brand?
I don't know.
Yeah, my mind went to Scranimals, which was a book I read when I was a kid, and it was like just like a part of an animal and a vegetable, and they just combined them into one. And there's this one on this island. So the only one I remember is Broccoli and Lion was Broccolion, and that's a real thing.
No,
this is a real book.
That was a fever dream.
Nope, that's a real book.
No,
this is a real book.
I can't find it anywhere, but it's a real book.
What do you mean? It doesn't exist.
No.
Fever dream.
Does Amazon have it?
No, Amazon doesn't have these sometimes.
Amazon has everything.
No,
they have data on everything.
It was in library class in elementary school. They read this to us, and it was about food and.
We gotta find this publisher.
Yes,
we gotta find this author. We gotta.
My novel is so hot it's not on Amazon. It shows up, but you can't get a copy of it.
Is this Beverly Cleary? No, she wouldn't write about a Brock Lion.
I don't know who. Wait, should I Google it?
I don't believe you.
R.I.P.
Alright, hold on.
Beverly.
Wait, but what if it is a fever dream? No, it's not.
No, it's.
I don't have any internet.
Brock
service
Lion?
right now, so. Broccolion.
I believe you.
I don't.
I don't know if I do. I won't lie to you.
Is that just VeggieTales?
No.
At first I was gonna say that, but I used to think VeggieTales was a fever dream because none of the public school kids in my town had like heard of it.
Oh.
So I was like, wait a minute. I was not convinced that it was real. And then recently, actually, somebody posted it on their Instagram story and was like, y'all remember this, though, right?
It's
and
real.
I was like,
Yeah.
thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
That's what Twitter is for, to remind us that the things we thought of when we were a kid are in fact real. Yeah, what was the one recently that you were saying, or that they're like, do you remember we just had a random dude come to our school with snakes?
Oh yeah.
And we put them on children's necks. It's like oh, they're trained. It's like I don't fucking care.
I did all of them. They did the yellow snake around the waist, one on the shoulder, and one in the hand. I think
they were big. They were so big.
Yeah, they were. And scaly.
Maybe I just wasn't going to school that day.
They brought tarantulas. But I would not pet that. No, I'm terrified of tarantulas. Ever since there was this animal show.
They're angry because they have to be on the ground all the time.
Absolutely not. Their jaws.
Yeah, really.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
Don't even start.
They would be great at blowjobs. Isn't that gross?
Blowjob for boa constrictors. Let's get it going.
Oh my god.
Don't do that. No, that would be really bad.
Oh yeah, I'd need a python.
Oh my god. Oh, Jordan. But ever since, tarantulas, because I watch on Animal Channel that there are these tarantulas that shoot stuff out of their butts.
Oh my god.
Like their hair is poison, and if it gets on yours, then you have to, like, itching for it's like venomous and right, poisonous and venomous are two different things. Damn.
That's why we fucking live in New York and New Jersey.
I can't remember which one.
Wait, for the tarantulas? Or
No, because there's none of that crazy stuff. Like, you can't get killed by any nature here.
I think we can go with either word there.
No, poisonous and venomous mean two different things.
Right? There's nothing
But-
poisonous that lives here.
But that's not true. Copperhead snakes live here.
Wait, like in New Jersey?
I don't know. I have them in Highland Falls. I'm not only 45 minutes away.
Have you ever seen them before?
Yeah, they especially now that it's cicada season, they be out.
Wait, why are they trying to get the cicada?
They eat cicadas.
Yeah, there are a lot of snakes out. I've seen like 4 already.
Damn.
We're gonna see a lot of snakes this summer because the cicadas came out this summer.
I don't F with it. It's gonna be the summer of gyms.
And it's gonna be loud. I hate them so much.
Cicadas are dangerous,
see,
correct?
They're
Like,
just
venomous-
annoying. They're just
Venomous applies to organisms that bite or sting to inject their toxins, whereas
Okay.
poisonous apply it by the
That makes
unloading
sense.
the toxins when you eat them.
That makes sense. Oh, really? What about like you touch them? What if it's like that ring, that blue ring? octopus?
That's still like
Secretions.
that's still like is injecting in some way. I don't know. It's on their like.
Okay.
what if
It's a
it
defense
shouldn't get
mechanism.
in your eyeball and like mostly doesn't get in, but like a little bit trips
Ew.
in? Is that
Also,
is it venomous?
broccolion is. I'm seeing some artwork here. Is that what it is?
That looks familiar. Let me see.
Wait, no. Wait. I should have put broccolion book. Hold on. Broccolion. I can't believe this is real. The astounding broccoli boy? Nope. Enchanted broccoli forest. These people definitely tripping.
Yeah, I love
These people on
broccoli.
acid. What about the enchanted broccoli forest?
Oh my god.
By golly, that's amazing.
It was a fever dream.
No, there's pictures there, right? There's a
Okay,
picture of
they
broccoli.
they
No,
had
I
a
don't see
severe
any-
fever when they wrote that.
I don't see any books.
Well, you know what? Whether it's,
Broccolion.
I know it's real, but whether I was imagining it or not, it's real now because now we're talking about it.
And it's just called broccolion.
It's just Bernstein.
No, I have to go back to Green Lake Elementary School and confront them about their book choices because
Mr. Brendan, bright side
They
of
were giving you
Ryan.
Greenwood Lake propaganda.
yeah.
Greenwood
Well,
Lake
no,
propaganda.
so-
I believe it. They're all.
So I do remember one time
The
book was-
Adventures of Paulie Broccoli. That's a book.
Oh yeah, that's what he was thinking of.
Alright, so
They're
continue.
definitely okay. So like, I don't remember anything about like.
I bet there's
broccoli
no broccoli on the moon.
But there was
No.
definitely like a weird one that was like a girl who like she was a coloring book and she like lost all her colors and.
Alright, let's look it up. Let's look it up.
Coloring book girl.
She like lost all her colors and she had to go around the village to like collect the colors.
Well, that sounds very nice. Both of these books are real, so I'm glad that they both exist for children who have
For
read
children.
them. Yes, I'm very happy for them. Yeah.
So far, it's a lot of adult coloring books. Lost in Color. This one's Colors of Loss and Healing, an adult coloring book.
Big fan of adult
I
coloring
bet you
books.
it would help you meditate.
You know, probably. You know, I do that.
Do.
We're so bad.
My favorite thing is when someone who's like giving a speech says doo I'm accident, and I'm like, oh, like I think my graduation was that. I was trying to be like, because I was already talking and laughing a lot, so then I was trying to be
No.
quiet. Yeah. So.
Do you have any more to add on your list? I just have to check.
Yeah, wow, this has been a doozy of an episode.
I
This has been
know.
awesome.
Let's see. All the Weasleys: Fred, George, Ginny, Bill,
Yeah, Jenny. Bill. Mm-hmm.
Weasley. They're all Gryffindors.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your least favorite character? Did we say that already? Like not like the depiction, but like the like as a character who in the books are you like, nah?
I don't think I have one.
Yeah, no.
Only positivity here.
So what do you think about Game of Thrones?
Bellatrix Lestrange, does she count? She's an adult. She
Yeah, she
was a
counts.
Slytherin.
She counts, yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think about other book series of like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones that have you read them or watched the stuff that's of this fantasy world?
No,
So it's not. It's only
I
this specific. It's this specific fantasy world.
Yeah,
that's in
I like an ADD thing is hyperfixation. So I picked my thing, and it's my thing now.
Gotcha.
I picked it when I was a
How
child.
many times were you a character in Harry Potter for Halloween?
Oh, so never actually. I either.
I'm shocked. Okay.
Every year I was either a princess or a witch.
Ah.
Did you alternate?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Every other year.
Yeah, got you.
Mm.
Got you.
Yep.
Hey, if it's a good costume, it's like.
I didn't know if it was princess, witch, princess.
Sometimes it was
Princess
Glinda,
Witch.
so I guess technically I'm both, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Are you a Halloween fan? Do you like Halloween as a holiday?
My birthday is November 2nd,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to tell people, people would be like, oh, when's your birthday? I'd be like, 2 days after Halloween, because Halloween was, like, the most important thing in my world.
Mm.
I don't know if it's because my birthday was 2 days later or what, but
You just flip out if
Oh
your
my
birthday
God.
was Halloween.
loved Halloween. Everything about it.
Hmm.
Black cats, my favorite thing in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
Ladders, broken glass.
All of it.
Ladders.
All of it.
We're at Home
You said
Depot.
black cats when you walk under that ladder.
Oh yeah.
Home Depot. It is orange.
Yeah. So, imagine being at Home Depot on the Friday the 13th and there's like ladders everywhere. It's not that easy to. It's easy to avoid them, I guess. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to walk through them on purpose.
Really.
Yeah.
So would you say you're a superstitious person? No.
I am. Whew. Okay. What is it that you're just like? But don't you believe in I don't know, like that
Yeah.
energy where like some things align that should
Yes.
happen and some things just happen for no good fucking reason, so
No.
shit can just. All right.
No,
Explain.
I believe in divine timing. Everything happens when it happens for the reason of it happening.
You don't believe that there's no reason. Just sometimes there's no
No.
reason that shit happens.
No, I don't. I mean, it doesn't mean that there's
What is
like
it
a-
when? What is it? How do you? I'm sorry, being very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying, like, how do you justify that? How is there? You can come up with a reason for everything.
I wouldn't say like I search for reasons. Like I don't like, but like I just know that like that was supposed to happen when it happened.
But how? How do you know that? How do you feel about it?
I've had a lot of tragic shit happen in my life from like a young age, like randomly, and if I didn't say like,
Is
oh,
that a
this was-
coping mechanism?
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure,
gotcha, okay.
for sure. If I didn't say that was supposed to happen when it happened, I would like be like still like, oh my god, but how could that happen?
Because you'd be obsessing over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you would never move forward.
Yeah, and like it's a whole like trust in the universe.
That's a good mentality to have. Okay, I'll put it in my back pocket.
That's also the thing about my infinite mushrooms loop is I was just worried that I was going to end up being the guy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or some shit, and like I thought I just like broke my brain in that moment, and I
Oh
thought
my
it was
God.
like done right there, and it was like everybody else moved on, and I'm like stuck in this loop, and I thought that was like it. But then I broke out of it within 2 hours. Like, it was not long enough that it was, like, bad, you know?
Well, that's a long time.
I don't know.
Well, no,
From my
yeah.
perspective, it wasn't good.
No,
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't good.
Yeah, no, and that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to get existential like that. Like, when people talk about, like, reincarnation,
Yeah.
there's, like, a really big part of me that believes in it, but then there's, like,
You believe in the afterlife then?
I believe that reincarnation could be part of the afterlife. Like,
But they're separate things, right?
you either reincarnate
Uh-huh.
or you reach enlightenment and you move on to your afterlife.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So I do definitely believe that.
Oh, reincarnation is when people think you come back as a different thing. Like I come back
Yeah.
as a bee.
Yeah, I think we come back as, I guess we choose. I'm not really sure.
But do you think we can be any organism?
No, I think you come back as a conscious, sentient being. So maybe you're a whale, but like you're something with empathy, you're something with like a frontal lobe.
That is a nice thought though, to imagine that like the past version of yourself chose to be the version of you are.
And
you
I
know?
think that that's accurate. I really
Well, I
do.
hope I choose good.
Well,
Like,
you
choose
are
a good
you,
one.
yeah. So
I don't know, but I don't know what's. I'm gonna die not choosing something.
So
I'm not gonna know, and then my
that's where I
consciousness
get
is
caught
gonna.
up.
But then I'm not gonna know that
Exactly
I
where I get
because I have no history of my past self. Like current when I'm reincarnated, I don't know who the fuck Reena was. Right? I'm
That's
just
probably where your vibes come from.
I'm just
though.
now this.
I like to think so too.
Just like how you
people
are,
think,
yeah.
People think I was a bird.
Yeah,
in
like,
my
that's
dreams.
just
a bird.
Well, maybe you were, and then you chose to come live like your past experiences as this human version of you to like learn a little bit more.
It's crazy.
Towards, enlightenment. But I get caught up when I start thinking about like we're currently going through global warming. What if the planet dies before my soul's done living? Like I get really existential about that. But that's the only part of like reincarnation.
No, you'll be dead
that
before the
tricks
planet
me.
dies.
Yeah,
The planet definitely has.
but what if
the,
my soul is not done living on Earth? Like what if I'm not done?
Well,
being
can it
human?
fly?
Go
somewhere else.
Glowing ball.
That's what I'm like. I wonder if we can be aliens.
Like, because we can take it, you just get absorbed up into space, and you go in the sky, and you can just be...
Floating around for generations and generations until a million
who
years
knows?
later.
You remember
eventually
Scooby-Doo?
float into somebody's
When
head.
do you seen Scooby-Doo?
Yes.
So when they pick out their heads and that they bump into each other. You know, it's
Yes,
like
yes.
something like that. You know,
Accurate.
that's the best. That's why they make movies like that, because it's like in this moment when you're having this discussion with your friends, this is a great reference.
Yes.
And like you can be, it's a great like, yeah, I'm gonna kind of believe something similar to that because I didn't come up with anything yet, and like whoever did for this screenplay, who's into this supernatural thing, had this idea.
I definitely.
It's also all those
think you're
ideas
onto
in
something.
movies. All those ideas in movies are based off of some idea somebody had of just like, oh, I feel like aliens would look like this.
Yeah.
And now we all think aliens look like whatever the fuck that first dude thought it looked like,
Yeah.
which is not probably what they look like.
Right.
You know?
It's
Where
like-
it says like the image of the
They
green.
just stretch their head out and
It's very
and then just
different.
made the skin color green, and that was like, yeah, good job.
Humanoids. Well,
Yeah.
we do. Okay, never mind.
It's
No, go for it. You gotta.
What you know about aliens?
Science for sure supports that. Like, if there are other beings out there that are going to be capable of coming to visit us, which I do believe, and obviously, like the government kind of confirmed that for us. So they'd most likely be humanoids of some kind. So they would look similar, but probably be different skin colors. And,
Just because all evolution leads to us.
Yeah.
We're so elitist.
Yeah.
well,
You have the food
if
chain.
it's like the same environment, I guess it would have
Yeah.
to. It would depend, I guess, on like the planet's environment.
The ecosystem.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's why we're polluting the oceans, is to stop the octopuses from evolving and taking us over?
I think it's the orca whales.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's
that's
right.
hot take.
Shots fired, orca whales.
I
There's
think
coming
it's
at you.
I think it's the orca whales that they are so smart. They are so smart. Like, I watched this documentary yesterday.
Go on. That's what I was waiting for. I was gonna ask if you were gonna see this documentary. I think if it's a recent one.
Yeah, but it was a TV series. Maybe it's like The Wonderful World of Whales or something like that. The
Oh.
Secret World of Whales, something like that.
I'm thinking of different.
And this scuba diver got in the ocean to open water to photograph these whales, and he was trying to photograph their like feeding habits and like how the mother takes care of all of the pod and like gets them the food, and they pass it along from whale to whale, and they take their bits and they whatever. The mama whale sees this scuba diver and like was like, oh, that's a small ass orca, I should give it some of my food, and throws the stingray that they were eating at the guy. And then, like, was like, oh, you're not going to eat that? Okay, I'll take it back. And then just, like, swam with him for a while. And then swam away. And then, like, another one got caught in a fishing net. And the diver came up to cut it off. And he was like, this guy could easily kill me. But, like, I can tell, something about me can tell that he can tell that I'm helping him. And, like, I think that orcas, if they had the capabilities, could absolutely... I think we're polluting the oceans to keep
Wow.
them.
Do you think
Wow.
most
What?
What about animal attacks? Do you think it's because people aren't chill?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's because you were in their business at their time when they were doing something that they do. You know, they have like this documentary talked about like the different cultures between different pods that live in different parts of the ocean. That alone is mind blowing because like we're like you're growing up, you're taught that we're the only species that's capable of culture.
Yeah.
But then orcas have individualized cultures. That's crazy. Beluga whales have individualized cultures. Like that's
incredible.
wild.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Also, though, yeah, they are not. I mean, they kill to survive, to eat, or for self-defense.
We don't have any record of open water whales attacking and killing humans.
Yes, yeah, that's
Not
what I'm saying.
one.
Like that's
Not one. The only
We're the ones who were violent.
the only orca
Killer
attacks.
humans.
The only orca attacks on record are at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Because they're smart.
Which
oh
that
my
shit.
god.
When do you think that shit will ever be shut down?
Well, so I have very mixed feelings about this because I don't agree with the orca tanks and I don't agree with like captivity. I agree with aquariums that rehabilitate and release.
Yes. Okay.
I don't agree with captivity for most animals. I don't
For
like
human
zoos.
entertainment.
I don't like zoos. I don't like any of that. But SeaWorld does do a significant amount of research that is significant and is important to the marine biology world.
Interesting.
So if it could stay open just as a research facility, I would be okay with that. But we can't release these whales. They would not survive.
Well, now because they're
So what are-
domesticated.
They're house
basically.
whales.
Yeah,
Do we need
they're
to free Joe
they're-
Exotic?
Yeah, they're...
Oh my god.
No, Joe Exotic needs to rot.
Well
Absolutely rot. Like, go fuck yourself.
So have you the
Team Carol
documentary?
Baskin over here.
No, I don't think she's much better. I really... But, you know, I
No, they're
guess.
similar. But yeah.
Two sides of the same evil.
Yeah. But I was asking the documentary if you've seen Seaspiracy on Netflix.
No.
Watch it.
No. I read the peer-reviewed articles on it, and it seems to be propaganda-based and, like, scare
Oh no, it
tactic-
probably is.
And, like, scare tactic-based. And apparently, it, like... So I don't know, because I haven't seen it, but from what I'm
But they
reading...
still have interesting things that I think
From
are
what I'm
factual.
reading, they're framing the evil as the fishing, when the evil is plastic.
Correct. They are flipping it.
Yes, yeah, that's what they were doing. He was going to different, and this
And-
kid was.
A lot of marine biologists and like vegans are like not happy with the way the documentary was framed, because it's got no science-based information. Well, I guess I can't say that because I haven't seen it. So
I don't know. I still think it's worth
checking out.
seeing
I've had
for
yeah.
the like. It's. Yeah, I do like watching things that are propaganda because you're just like, okay, what kind of message is this asshole trying to push? Like, it's like that thing where it's just like,
so true.
oh my god, okay, they're trying to feed me this kind of
Yeah.
information, like that's why this came out, whatever, like what is the buzz around here? And then you see like there's certain celebrities that I follow on Instagram and then they were promoting it or like putting it on their stories a lot and saying like, oh, blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, what's all this hullabaloo about this thing? And then you watch it and you're just like, interesting, okay, I question this documentary, I'm not sure how I feel, like now I want to chat, like, because you're just so used to seeing that stuff as like your fact-checked, researched information, but then you're just like, this doesn't feel right, like I don't feel like I trust this sort, like that kind of thing. Yeah.
I guess though there is like a lot, like
It's not a good feeling.
because overfishing is definitely an issue, like, and how we go about it, like our nets are,
There's so many fucking issues with that.
there's a lot of issues, but like we're not gonna solve the ocean problem by ending fishing. We're gonna solve the ocean problem by ridding the world of single-use plastic.
Well, also because if we stop doing the cycle, cycle,
Exactly.
like then they overpopulate.
Exactly, and like we like
Yeah.
we when we started farming, we kind of fucked up, So now if we stop farming, we don't
They
know
will-
that it'll sustain
Yes,
itself.
exactly. Yes.
So like
This is why everyone's just like, we do not, like, Jordan and I we've only been vegan for, like, 2 years or
Okay.
so. And,
fully
like,
vegan, incredible, congratulations.
it's
Not like full, yeah,
But, like,
like
mostly vegan.
basically, yeah, like
Okay.
we don't buy
Sometimes
food
we
to
cheat.
cook. Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Sometimes we cheat.
That's fine.
But no, yeah, we do mostly, every dinner's cooked.
It's already in the world, you know.
I've been
like
trying.
But I'm just saying, we're not those
That
ones.
part.
We're not those
Yeah.
vegans. We're plant-based people that don't
Yes.
push an
Yes.
agenda to be
Me
like,
too.
now
Yeah.
you have
Me
to
too.
blah 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 blah. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, because I think of it from like the scientific standpoint. Like that's gonna overpopulate. Like there's
Yeah.
a reason why we started this already. You can't just like drop it everything and then see what happens. Like
Yeah.
there are
Exactly.
consequences from that. Yeah.
I love that word, consequences.
Mm.
But yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm a plant-based
Mm-hmm. For how long?
person for about 4 months now.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to cook you dinner.
Dairy-free.
We'll have to have you over.
Dairy-free. I learned that dairy was like the root of all my health issues.
Same.
Yeah.
Like all of them. So
Your body just stops tolerating.
Yeah,
lactose.
and it was-
yeah,
it-
that's because it's a specific gene.
Mhm.
That I
Really?
actually learned that in class, and when she was like, the professor was just like, "We're gonna learn about this." I'm like, "Oh, that's really good to know." And then I was just like, and that was like, yeah, one of the points where I'm just like, I'm gonna drink milk less.
Less.
And I'm like, I'm gonna sing my, and then like totally switching over, and then the red
Totally.
meat thing is
Mm.
also because that increases your chances of cancer.
Yes. Red meat was easy to get rid of for me, I think. Switching to plant-based red meat was like the easiest part
That
of
was
this
so
whole
It's great.
hard.
It's so
I'm-
good.
It's
I'm
so good.
so good.
I have okay.
I'm
the-
Persian. Like, there's so much meat we eat, and then like I tried being gluten free. That's a
Uh-huh.
separate thing. But we have so much bread, and that was so
I
fucking
love
hard.
bread, and I have a hard time. Well, I have a hard time with that because like gluten is literally in everything. It's literally in everything. So how do you be gluten free? Like that's a hard.
Yeah.
That's a hard
Also-
life to live.
But I'm not really sure. I believe all the stuff they have behind it, where like gluten free is a healthy blah blah blah, because like apparently gluten masks itself as one of your good cells when it's not. And then your body is like not paying attention to
Yeah,
when it should
it's
be paying
protein.
or whatever.
So like your body thinks it's protein.
But then there's
coming
some
in.
people who are just like, actually, it's good for you, partly because, but I don't remember their whole backed up thing.
I think
but
it
I've heard
depends on if you're
conflicting-
celiac or not, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
think if
yeah.
it causes inflammation.
That
Yeah.
one you're forced to make that decision.
Yeah.
Like you have to, yeah, because otherwise your stomach's literally in
Literally,
pain
and
constantly. and
I
it's
have
terrible.
like 6 cousins with celiac.
Oh
Well,
my
like
God.
not like immediate cousins, but like distant cousins.
Yeah, so they have to make that
Yeah,
choice.
I feel so.
Otherwise
so
you
bad
suffer.
for
You
that.
don't want to do that. And also, yeah, it's like, sorry, I cut you off earlier.
No, that's-
But you're
I don't even remember.
but you're dairy free, but because were you getting pains?
Oh my gosh, I have like the worst. Yeah, and
She has the worst digestive system, just like me. Yeah. Sorry, continue.
the worst. So I just decided one day, like, well, actually, I started following this girl that's like, her name is like College Clean Eating or something like that on Instagram, and she has like a women's focused, like, it's called the Sculpt You,
Oh,
and it's got like a workout, a mental health space.
what is it called?
The Sculpt You. Look up the Sculpt You, because that's the
The
program name.
Sculpt You.
Yeah, that's the program name.
Okay.
And she's like body positivity preacher, and she talks about like vaginal health and like all kinds of like your skin, IBS. There's no topic that she's not afraid to like get the
Sweet.
shame out of for you.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's been like life changing. Following her has been life changing. And she's the one who planted the seed that dairy was the root of all of my evils. And as soon as I like made that switch to like I was following her regular food program, and then like I switched to her dairy-free IBS
Yeah,
program, and like
works wonders.
wonders.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so
Yeah.
great.
Wonders.
Yeah, I'm pretty vocal about it helping me switching to plant-based and dairy-free, helping me with PCOS. So I'm very. Do you know what PCOS is?
PCOS. Explain.
It's polycystic ovarian
Yes.
syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I do always abbreviate it.
No,
that's so
that's
funny.
okay.
I always tell people, and
You gotta raise
I never
awareness for
say
the listeners.
I never say what it is.
I know,
There
I
are
know.
people there. I
I
mean,
knew it,
people
but I
know what
didn't.
it is. I don't think it's super unknown. Like people are
No.
know. It's like it's very common. It's more common in women than people think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, not everybody gets cramps when they're on their period. I'm just saying that's
Just
totally.
gonna throw that out there.
You know, because I'm still baffled and I'm still mad. I learned this months ago, and I'm just like saying it now because I think of it. No, also because PCOS affects your cycle when you have like whatever. But for some, I don't know what it is. I should probably like look it up and figure out its root. But just something about when I stop dairy and meat, like certain symptoms are just like not affecting me.
It's probably because they're
great.
plugged with hormones.
I was gonna say it was probably or like iron levels, high hormones.
It's
iron
polycystic ovarian
levels.
syndrome isn't hormonal syndrome.
Never
It is that thing. So anything
Yeah.
that control anything that it does, like that's what I'm saying. That
Full
is
hormones,
the
absolutely.
yeah. You have to go to an endocrinologist to find that out.
I recently went to an endocrinologist, so
People go to your endocrinologist if you're a young woman or an older woman or whoever, and like you do have questions about certain things that are happening to your body.
Yeah.
Usually it's hormones.
Or if you're avoiding your feelings.
Also,
usually it's hormones.
or if you're a guy, because everybody, you go through puberty, you get older, women have babies, they get pregnant, or they go to menopause. Any single transition
Literally.
your body goes through, it's because of hormones.
Yeah, that's I like turned 28. I gained 20 pounds overnight. Couldn't figure out why. Couldn't figure out how. Went to the endocrinologist. Turns out it's my hormones.
It's just fucking
Thank
crazy.
you, hormones.
Hormones are a bitch.
Yeah.
Nobody likes hormones.
Yeah.
Hormones is that stupid bitch in
That stupid bitch.
school. They're just
You're
that
gonna
stupid bitch.
Meet me outside at 3 p.m. We're fighting.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
hormones are sneaky and they always get out on
She like
top.
pretends to be nice when she's not, or he or they pretend to be nice when they're not. Whatever the fuck these hormones are, and
However they identify.
you know, it's just ridiculous. I just
Well, yeah, but I said there's
cannot.
programmed to be hormones. They gotta do what hormones do, which is cause chaos.
Yeah, no, I mean, we need them. Don't get me wrong, hormones. Love you. We need you.
They're getting pretty mad.
They're like, listen, oh no, I talk badly about them. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, Reena.
Your hormones are gonna unionize against you.
Wait till you wake up tomorrow morning. Oh no!
really
I should
though.
make an animated TV show all about hormones.
Yeah.
It's just hormones. Like, however, what does a hormone look like? I should look that up. But
Does it
No,
fly?
you could just make it like Inside Out,
yeah, I could do that.
where they had
yeah.
they were all a different emotion.
Yes.
What does an emotion look like? Apparently that.
Colors.
Ball glowing.
Yeah, it's some sphere like.
Yeah, just a glowing ball. A bunch of glowing balls. Pixar's great.
No, that movie
So is
All right.
Yeah.
This has been grand.
Yeah, this has really been great. We'd love to have you for 3 more hours, but I've gotta go tonight.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
so,
got to
yeah.
go to Stanford,
Hey,
Connecticut
yeah.
to be. Oh, I can't say what it is.
We'll just ambiguously say I'm gonna be on TV court,
Okay.
and we'll just leave it at
Ambiguous
that.
Cool.
Connecticut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts, Sarah?
I don't know. I don't think so. That's a lot of pressure.
Okay, Brennan, you go first.
Alright, my last
We don't have to go around.
Whatever Sarah says are her last thoughts are also my last thoughts. So, good luck.
Yeah, sorry, Jordan.
Oh, I was just gonna say, interdimensional. Go to our website, latenightHump.com/shows, because we're doing New York City shows again, and we have more seats opened up than last time. So come on out. We are coming off of a hot first show. Get us while we're still steamy.
And you got 11 Harry Potter characters.
You are not the loser on the list.
People have gotten less, yes, because they chose to, and
Everyone's a winner.
people choose their number that they want to get to. But yeah, I thought you were gonna say more.
You know,
I thought you were gonna just list a bunch off, but I like the direction you took.
I thought about it, but then I thought about how I can only really remember like half names. And I
Yeah.
was like, in my head, I was like, fuck, what's their last name?
Well,
What's their first name?
The takeaway is that it is really just about Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger, and everyone has to go fuck themselves.
Ron Weasley.